Hello and welcome to another episode of Talkin Shop, number 7 on Spotify. What was it? Technology podcast, man. Today we're joined by David Crossley of DC European. We're going to talk trucking at some point and some antics and, you know, trolls, touring around Europe and a bit of OnlyFans. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe and let us know who you want on Talkin Shop next. On the tickets, you've got the like the drive assist. Yeah. So really, like
it drives itself. It's an autopilot.
It does.
Just coming back from pub
Although we found out, I found out twice now that doesn't always stop you.
If you don't touch it after so often, mine just starts going on a mental. It's like a woman. Like when she's craving attention. Honestly, it's like, touch me. And you're like, no, I'm going to see how far I can push you. And then he's like, touch me now.
Does it yank you on the stick?
Yes, it does.
First time it shits you up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realise that first. You said to me, just don't touch the steering wheel for just ignore.
See how long you can. Before you hit the barrier, see how long you can last.
I was on the M6 and all of a sudden it just...
Yeah, it does, yeah. Oh, yeah, it does. It slams brakes, doesn't it? Enjoys it.
I know, but I was like, no, I didn't like that at all.
My Tiguan ain't too bad. It's the driver assisted braking. Yeah. That's just unpredictable.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. Where we live, there's Queensway in Rochester, there's a roundabout and it is a bit tight. Yeah. You won't get an Arctic round there, but you can get 2 cars round there. And the Tiguan, if you're coming past 30 mile an hour, you prepare for whiplash. I mean, if you hadn't strapped the little one in properly because you're nipping to McDonald's, little one's like, oh, back seat. Oh shit.
On the floor.
It's when you pull up and you don't stop and you're at the drive-thru trying to strap the kid back in and you're thinking, am I a bad parent?
Nice one, Volkswagen.
Kids like that.
No, but it's true.
Fantastic.
The stupid speed sign thing. Where it's speed sign recognition or whatever it is. Yeah. And it sees a 30, you're on a 70 and it goes fucking slams it right down.
I think yours is newer than mine. Mine doesn't have that.
God, that's horrible.
Mine does read the signs, but I don't think it affects the brake. Because I speed all the time in the car.
Yeah.
So, you get out of a truck after doing Italy and back at 56 mile an hour. That's like a Formula 1 car. You should see how I drive that BM, honestly, I'm like driving corners like that. Honestly.
No, I can imagine actually the frustration of literally driving it like that sort of speed for that long as well, really.
So there's not many, I don't really talk to many European truck drivers.
No.
And I mean, some people are like, I've got to go to London and back. And I'm thinking, that's not corner for me. Yeah. Like, honestly, my missus, I said to my missus one day, should we go to Devon for a weekend? She said, Devon, it's fucking miles away. And I'm thinking, it's not.
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
like
you do, you become, what's the word? You become like...
immune.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
you
I'm
do.
really guilty of this as well. You're right. We'll just go to Cornwall for a weekend. Yeah. And like, my missus, she'll be like, what? It's like 4.5 hours. I'm like, that's fine. That's a day's work.
Yeah, my missus she says I'm alright. She said we watched that Tyson Fury Netflix program. And my missus says you must be like him because I'll just come up and it's like, no, I've rang her up way back. Right. And I said, we're going to Tenerife next week. Yeah. She said, you what? I said, I've decided next week I'm going to put somebody else in the truck. I said, and we're going to Tenerife. She's like, what do we do with the kids? Like, what do we do with everything else? Like, I can't just go to Tenerife. Like, we're going to Tenerife. So whatever it needs to be done, we're doing it. And she's like, you're just unpredictable.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, he does.
Wing it.
I love that one where he goes, Dad, we're going on holiday. Pack your bags.
And then cancels on it.
And he goes, actually, should we take me, Dad? No. Right, all right, I'll tell him we can't get flights. Hours later, his bags are packed, he's ready to go. He goes, Dad, can't get flights.
Yeah, but have you seen John Fury? Would you take John Fury anyway?
Probably not. No.
I'm getting married this year, and my family is a mixture of. I don't know if you want Mrs. Bouquet, like dead posh. Yeah. We've got like the posh side. We think they're posh. They're same council estate as we do, but now we've got like $2,000 in savings. They're next level, and then we've got like the Tyson. So the first thing we did when we got insured, my missus said, right, when we said we were going to get married, she said, what are we going to do? I said, we're buying insurance. So I said, I need public liability. I said, because if anything kicks off, I am not ending up with a bill. And she's like, is that your first thought of when we get married? Like, yes. I know what my family are like. So,
brilliant. It was going to be a cracking day, though.
Yeah, I mean, the stag do's going to be epic. I just put it on the open invite for my stag do. I think we're on 74 people now to my stag do. So that'll just be a turnout.
Are you looking at like some of the people on there? You're thinking, oh my God. Oh, you just literally
It all started about... I don't understand this TikTok following. I couldn't tell you now. No. People thrive off TikTok following. I've met some people who've changed. I'm not going to name any names, but once the numbers got bigger, their attitude changed. I couldn't tell you tomorrow how many people I've got. I've lost TikTok account. It doesn't bother me. I see everyone as a mate. Honestly, I'll just pull up in services, drop a brew, drop a meal. Yeah. And I had a birthday about 3 years ago, and I said, I'm just going to put it on there. Because people were messaging me. Because when I'm a bit drunk, I put stories on and people are like, Jesus, mate. Like last week, my mum was climbing on my cousin. Yeah, my family's a bit like... So people are like, mate, you seem so down to love to have a beer with you. So for me, I'm like, well, come then. Yeah. I'm not bothered, come. So we did a birthday bash in Leeds and... That were epic turnout. I mean, we rented a room and I thought, just put it on there. Friends and family, there were about 50 of us. And we got to this club and I was like, I'm not queuing that. I said, we've paid for the venue. It's like £1,000. So I goes up to the bouncer. I said, mate, I paid for my own venue. He said, this is the queue for your venue. I said, you fucking... It was good, right? Because you had a mixture of everyone. You had like some council estate lads. And I'll never forget them. 2 Scousers they were. You have a mixture of council estate lads and... like just normal people, but if you put everyone in the same room, the vibe it gets is amazing. So we had a wicked night, and then my missus, and when it was my stag do, I said to my missus, I said, I'm just doing an open invite, and whoever books on, whoever doesn't, and we'll just go for it. Yeah. So
where are you going?
Benidorm Medina.
Wow.
I wanted to go to Benidorm. Yeah. But my missus, when I hinted at Benidorm, now I've been to Benidorm a few times in the truck. And to be honest with you, when I'm supposed to be reloading on Sunday, I normally reload on Tuesday because I end up spending a mega time in Benidorm. And I've made some horrible business decisions. We'll get into that a bit later. And anyway, my missus said to me, she said, Benidorm, I'm only going to Blackpool. And I was like, I feel a bit harsh. I was like, right, well, Benidorm Medina's a bit more chilled out, blah, blah, blah. And then she rang me about 3 weeks later. She's going Benidorm now. I'm like, no.
She's done you dirty there.
I know. It was my mum. Yeah. So all them mates like, no, we can't really go to Benidorm, we can't afford it, blah, 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 blah. And my mum was like, let's just book Benidorm. Yeah. And I'm like, that's my mum. What do you mean you're going to book Benidorm? She said, yeah, we'll pay for it. All the girls will go Benidorm, so they're all going Benidorm now. We're going Benidorm Medina.
There we go.
Love it. You're having the quiet one, the girls having it loud.
Exactly.
No. So. Oh, well, it sounds like good fun, to be honest with you, because I literally, when I saw it was open, I was like, what a fantastic idea, because you just have people you don't even know. Like,
it's going to be mental, but...
Yeah. Everyone's a stranger until you meet them.
Yeah.
Everyone you met in your entire life have been a stranger at some point.
Yeah.
So the people who I talk to now are people who I've met probably like a month or 2 months ago, where I've known people all my life. My friends don't even ring me anymore.
This chair, can't get on them properly.
You just sort of dwarf. I think nervously just fiddle with stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I do actually. I do. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fidgeter. In fact, you do. I was watching on one of us, both of us.
I know. I need to stop.
I'm terrible.
I can't sit still.
Yeah. Even when I go to for a meal, my missus like nightmare. My mum used to move she had a perimeter. Yeah. Honestly, when I was a kid, this is no lie. Mum used to have a perimeter around me where she couldn't put the salt, pepper, because I was sat at the table and I'm like. And I'm sorry, even now I go into business meetings with customers and I'm just looking around and he's talking to me. I mean, I had a meeting the other week with a guy to do an Italian job that's supposed to be coming on. And I'm sat there and I was just looking around his room and my missus turned around to me and she was like, you weren't even paying attention. I was like, I was, but my brain just, I'm already planning the route. When he's talking to me, I'm already planning the job. So
that's it. Yeah, your sort of mind's elsewhere, but you're not conscious of. No. Yeah, I do that a lot actually. Yeah, I just wander off.
Yeah, wanders off. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming, mate. Appreciate it. How long did it take to get down?
2 hours.
Okay.
About 2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I did have a look from where you live and I was like, I don't actually know where your house is, but I just...
He's from door from your door.
He's one of them.
Well, he's in Green Monday today. What are you doing?
Well, I saw you put it on McDonald's Rochdale, so I just put Rochdale in. That is a fair trek, to be fair.
Yeah, 2 hours. Not too bad. But like I said,
It's nothing, is it?
No. And this is it for me. 2 hour journeys.
Yeah.
It's like going to my mum goes to Morrison's and kicks off down here. I've gotta go to town today and get some shopping.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, tell us about you then, mate, because tell us about the truck in your sort of history, because your dad was a trucker as well, wasn't he? So tell us about you. And where do we start? Well, that's really how I got into it. I wasn't actually a truck driver. I never wanted. I've always wanted to be a truck driver, but number one, it were expensive and things like that. But when it all started with the European and trucking, I used to go with my dad. And I was saying this on a Facebook status the other day. Me and my dad aren't close anymore. Him and my mum broke up years ago, and he's always bitter, and he always brings negative energies to the room. And I know it's harsh and it's my dad, but I can't deal with that. You know, I've got my own family, and me and my dad used to go, and it was probably the best memories I've got with my dad in my entire life. And hence why when I do Italy, I often reminisce about my dad. I'll go to truck stops that I've been with my dad. And, I was a kid, doing European, just my dad, you know what I mean? My dad was my hero, big truck, and, my dad was like the guy, when everyone used to have like dads who were like at school and all that, my dad used to pick me up in a truck, and I was like, yes, dad's there with his big truck. And that growing up, we moved to France, and we had a lovely life in France, mum and dad moved out there, and things then just changed a little bit. My mum and dad split up, unfortunately, went through a really rough time, which, makes you learn lessons in life. My mum went through some horrible times, my dad, and from the age of like 14 to about 16, 17, I was just at a point in my life where, and I don't know how long you've seen me on Instagram or not. My mum, I went on holiday last year with my mum, and my mum burst out crying, and she was like, I honestly thought you was going to end up in prison, like, because of the way I was behaving. Because I wouldn't say it was my upbringing, because my mum and dad were a great mum and dad. They've always loved me. We hadn't had everything, things like that. And, from there, moved back to England with my mum, and I had nothing, because we left France with, I was 16 when I moved. No, I was 15 when I moved back from France. I went straight into school. But the problem is, I was in a French school learning French stuff, come back to England in my last year, and I didn't know anything. Number one, I barely spoke proper English compared to, to some people. And it was difficult. So I kind of struggled in my last year of school, left school, went into college, and kind of just went from there. I did mechanics in college, but it weren't for me. I was more of a class clown, as if to say. And to be fair, I never enjoyed it. And then I just went into work. I started working at 17 at TIP Trailer Rentals, and just from there, stayed there for a few years, did a couple of business qualifications, apprenticeship there, and then my mum who turned around to me one day, and she was like, look, what do you want to do? And I just said, I really want to do truck driving. My dad's a truck driver, things like that. And anyway, long story cut short, my mum said, right, I'll pay to put you through your class 1. And started off from there. So that was it, really. That was the start of it. When did how old were you when you moved to France?
9. I was 9.
Yeah. How quickly did you pick? Because me and Aaron have had you on TikTok or whatever, like since we'll get into the Jimmy Savile.
It was good. You got to know it was good.
Oh, good on that. Can we rephrase this?
Context. Yeah. For anybody who doesn't know, we'll cover it in a minute.
Stay tuned.
Please don't cut off now.
We saw the video recently of you just like bust out perfect French with like a banging accent on the phone, and I did it was just like, wait, what? I messaged Aaron, I screen recorded, I sent it to Aaron, I was like, this is going to blow your mind.
Everyone who looks at me like, Mancunian who speaks English and French. So, like I say, I moved out there, and it was a bit of a weird one. Come home from school one day, and this is on my kid's life, and when I do that, I don't lie, I promise to you, right? My dad had a truck and trailer parked outside my house, right? I was at St. Cuthbert's Primary School, I swear to God, right? And I come home, and there's a black taxi in the back of a trailer, right? And then all our furniture. And so I was only 9, so I can't, really. And my mum was like, we're moving to France. And I was like, So from what we just went out there, and we moved to, if you move to Spain and you move to like Benidorm, it's English Benidorm. Yeah. You speak English, but my dad moved us to a place called Nantua, which is the most rural part of France ever. Yeah. So I ended up being thrown in a French school, and I'll always remember my first French word. It was fuck. Really? Honestly, swear to God, it means seal. So when I went out there, they used to have like pictures, like you do with your kid. Like I'm doing it with my 2-year-old now, like strawberry, balloon. I was doing that at the age of 10.
Not seal.
So So anyway, the animal seal was fuck. And that's what it is in French. I'll never forget. I went home and fuck, and my dad hit me. So I'm swearing. I said, I'm not swearing. I said, that's what I'm learning. And it took me about a year. But when you're in there, and at such a young age, it's easy. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say like I learned it. It was like I just woke up and spoke French. I know I didn't, but because I was so young and
like a sponge.
That was it. And I just used to go out with my football, no friends because I didn't know anyone. We're in a village. The French are so French, like cheese, wine, and French, and like bread. The cock, rugby. They just set in the ways. And just went to school and just, I wouldn't say I took any lessons. The best part of France was learning English because when I went to high school, so I went to France when I was in primary school. So when I moved into high school, nobody knew me. So it was like I weren't just like the English kid who got brought in. I was a French speaking student. So I had a really bad school. If you want to go into that deep, I moved quite a lot. I even ended up in a boarding school because of how bad things got. But the first year in my French school, I used to go in and obviously trying to be the charmer and speaking French. And I was never a good educated. I've never been good at education. I can't sit still. And my little girl's the same. And the best part of it was the English lessons. I used to fall asleep. I used to go sleep in class and the teacher would go mental. I'll never forget. She used to go, right, pop quiz. And because I'll never forget the questions. So it was like a story. Brian is in the kitchen and Jenny is Brian's sister. And then it'd ask you questions. So the teacher would come in and she'd be like, where is Brian? And I'm like, he's in the kitchen. And she'd be like,
how do you know that?
How do you know? You've been asleep. So they used to check, I swear to God, right? I don't lie. She used to check my legs. And I swear to God, because they used to thought I used to write the answers on my leg and in class be looking down under my table and trying to find, but she didn't know I was fluent English. Until, right, I got expelled. I did something and they brought my mum and dad in. And they obviously like, can you come in? So then I've had to break it then, and I'm like, but then it was brilliant because we was in such a rural part of France. Yeah. They couldn't speak great English. So they said, can you translate to your mum what we're telling you? Yeah, no problem. So they were saying, he's terrible. I mean, I had a fight. I'll never forget. I had a fight with the kid and my mum was there and my mum was all right. My dad was the nasty one. And my dad's like, what's she saying? I said, I'm struggling in class, but there is progress. So my dad's like, right. And, I weren't saying, I was like, I am messing a little bit around, but, it's probably because I can't speak French. And my dad's like, don't worry, son. You'll get there. So he's like, oh, yeah, I'm fully from Crossley. And my dad's like, yeah, no problem. My dad would buy me a bag of sweets. Oh, yes. But that's what I did. So that was the best part of it.
That is cool.
And then they clocked on then, and in the end, when I ended up in boarding school, they had an English translator, and they fluently told my mum what I was doing, and that's when it went.
They didn't switch you to German then in your lessons.
Yeah. And then my dad came home and got a belt out and started battering it. Honestly, my dad went mental. All these years, I'm sorry.
Whilst it worked, it worked.
Yeah. If you'd have just managed to get through, you could have actually got a very good grade there. Yeah. No wonder you fell asleep though, because literally just like, honestly, everyone's teaching you, that there's silly words and you're thinking, I've known this since,
But it was so silly. Like, where is my umbrella? My umbrella is in the bathroom. And I'm like, why would your umbrella be in the bathroom? Like, who the fuck knows an umbrella in the bathroom?
I love it.
But because my little girl, she's learning French at the moment in school, and she'll come home and she'll be like, oh, Mrs. told me this, and I'll be like, no, that's wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah. This is how you say it. So she'll go in then next day. My dad said this.
Oh, amazing.
Like, because French is so difficult to learn. It's, you've got 5 ways of saying you. You've got masculine, feminine. So, it's difficult.
Romance language.
Yeah. I always used to struggle with that. Yeah.
I always found, because it goes back a long way, but I've got French in my family, I suppose. Again, it goes back a long way, but I didn't like learn. I love it now. I think it's a brilliant language. Yeah. And I wish I listened, but I'd prefer German. I don't know why. I was just like that one kid who's
German.
Like, love German.
No, not for me.
I hate everything but PE and German. Get up. I don't know.
Not for me.
No. But on the whole thing with the French as well, I mean, we've been to Paris a few times, and the thing you get with Paris, and I used to work with some guys who were French as well, and you go there and it's like they can speak English, English, but they don't like it.
No.
They don't like that you can't speak French. Yeah. And I think could we be the same?
Yeah.
They're quite proud.
Yeah.
What was it like when you first get there? Do you think you obviously picking up the language was easy when you're 9, but is it being 9, being taken out of primary school, thrown into a school where they don't speak your language, you don't speak the native language? Is that, what's that like as you at 9? Because me at 9, I was a very quiet kid, and
I ended up with, and I must attract. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on here, but I must attract the knobheads.
We've done it loads of times.
Without realising, I must attract the knobheads because I ended up with a group of lads, and funnily enough, they all ended up in the same boarding school as me. Yeah. But you find ways to talk to people. Now, the French will talk with their hands, but they are very stubborn, and they won't budge out of the ways. They won't try. Like you said, a lot of French speak good English, but they just won't make the effort with you. And like you can tell the arrogance about them, that the French, then it's the French way or no way. So as a kid, it was a bit difficult. And that's why I was out, I was silly in class because I couldn't understand it, and I was just sat here and looking at all these people basically going, it's like going into my local post office now. Do you know what I mean? I can't understand anything now. I'm sat there with a stamp and I'm like, yes.
Or just pop over to Liverpool.
Letter. Can I send it? No problem. So,
just pop over to Liverpool.
There you go. Can't understand anything there.
Sorry for all the Liverpool viewers.
Brilliant. Yeah, you've just got. They're all after you now, Louis.
That's it. Locking wheel nuts are going back up
Oh no, and they're already hurting at the moment, aren't they? With Klopp leaving, so we won't. Unless they're an Evertonian.
I'm a big City fan, so
yeah. We've seen.
For me, it's I'm all right.
Yeah. Do you reckon you'll win the league now? Because obviously with Liverpool losing to Arsenal, and I don't. They were cheering as if like the top of the league, and I'm thinking you've just literally let City creep back in now.
Yeah. We've gone up to second, and we've got a game in hand. If we win the game in hand, we're back up to first.
Yeah.
So, but listen, he's City. I never get my hopes up. Never get my hopes up with Man City. I don't even bet on them.
Are you a lifelong City fan?
Yes. Now, listen, I'm not going to sit here and say I go to every game. I got banned from going, so I can't go to.
Of course you did. There's a theme here.
Can't go to any more football games, but I do definitely support him. I think my missus now stops me from. If I could, I can go back again now. But I did have a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
My dad. I wanted to be a United fan growing up. It's only because my dad couldn't afford to be a United fan. I ended up at Main Road on these concrete stands in freezing cold, watching Ali Benarbia and Sean Wright Phillips run round and get bullied in school. I was the only City fan in school as well.
Oh, no. See, because a lot of my family are from near Middlesbrough, so quite a few of them were Middlesbrough fans.
Yeah.
And I always. Like, one of my earliest memories of football is the 8-1.
Yeah.
When you first got Robinho.
Yes.
Yeah, it was Robinho. Yeah. So that's my we beat City 8-1.
8-1.
We've never beat anyone since. But I don't know. I've seen as well, because you tend to cook for the missus and the kids as well a few times, don't you?
I love cooking.
Is that a little bit of the French in you as well? Or do you think that's like...
Brutal honesty, like cards on the table... this is going to be quite embarrassing. My mum and dad, when we moved to France, were quite big drinkers. Like I said, I went for a rough childhood, and when I was in boarding school, we had to kind of like prep. We didn't cook. We had obviously teachers and things like that, people watching us, but you had to do a lot of kitchen lessons, like life skills, and I learned to cook quite a bit through there. My gran, who I love my gran to bits, and my gran always cooks, and I just enjoy cooking. When I'm in the kitchen, I love cooking, and I'll make some banging meals as well. So yeah, I enjoy doing it more than anything.
I've seen you sauteing steaks and getting the prawns in there, and I'm like,
everything in
fair
there.
play.
Yeah, I'll go to a restaurant, I'll have something, it'll be nice. I'm making this. I'm making this. So
fair play, because I just have no I'd love to be able to, but I just can't cook for toffee. I can't.
Partially as well, my missus can only cook a pot noodle, so do you know what I mean? Apart from that, unless the house is getting burnt down, I've had to put 3 fire alarms in the kitchen just in case she leaves the oven on. So I wouldn't expect her to cook at all.
When did you sort of break that you could speak French? Because I imagine that sometimes, like, you know, if you were, you know, like we the lads and all your mates and whatever, and you're trying to sweet talk the misso, you just break out in French. It's like you know, you could like get upstairs now, but you've said it in a French way. Do you know what I mean? Get that ass upstairs.
Yeah, I'm with a girl from Oldham, mate. They're not like that. Do you know what I mean? Trying to go Macca's, right off. You know, there were no big romance in. She knew because she came in the truck with me when I first started meeting her.
Yeah.
She came out with me, and then obviously when we were in France, I spoke French, and you know, to her it was like, wow.
What?
So it was more cool for like a mum and dad because her dad's her mum's sound, but her dad's a like proper military man. Yeah, and so you know, I put it in there. I got one at lads to ring me, you know, and he turned his head a little bit, and he's like, oh, you know, speak fluent French.
That's it. Nicely done.
You won't obviously know this unless people obviously message you and you looked at them, but. Like I've shown my missus ages ago the Jimmy South, and it's like people I know have seen that video and have got nothing to do with trucking. Like,
oh no,
loads of people have seen that video.
And you know what? I told Louis this morning. Angry Ginge on massive YouTuber. He reacted to that video.
Yeah, well, he follows me.
Does he?
Yeah, he follows me, Angry Ginge, since that video. So that was pretty cool. The only problem is now I'll go shopping and be like, "Oh, Jimmy!" I'll pushing my kids around and everyone's like, you know what I mean?
Brilliant.
Fuck, you know?
So, but I was like, I'd sort of let a raw reaction from my missus as well. It's like she's seen like some of the videos, and then I've just put that over and just watch this, and she's not even watching your videos, but she's watched the ones that I've shown her, and she's like, what? Because you don't look at you and go, this bloke's just going to come out with like the perfect French accent.
This is it with me. My missus rang me up, and it was her work do, and she said, she said to me, I want you to dress up as, what were it called now? The Purge.
Purge.
Yeah.
Purge.
Oh, yeah.
Because she made me do that last year. Now, that Jimmy Savile video is actually quite old. Yeah. That's 2 years ago. It wasn't this year, but it blew up this year for some weird reason. Yeah. And she rang me up and said, I really want you to dress. And I'm like, this isn't me. Yeah. Like, this is not me. Going in there, suited tie, and, you know, looking sexy. Like, I'm a 22 stone bloke. I'm a truck driver. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm going bald and I've got shit teeth. I'm not no suit, muscle.
Cigar and a blonde.
Yeah, I just thought it was perfectly executed.
I just said I'm going, and it went 2 ways, to be fair. A lot of people found it funny, but there was people like, that's sick. You know, like, but for me, I just, that's who I am. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And
well, love it or hate, like we were saying.
Exactly. Yeah. People meet me. I have some people comment on stuff and like the passion, like they genuinely hate me. Yeah. It's like, why? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And people watch the videos and then hate you, and I'm thinking, just when my missus put Love Island on, right? Yeah. I'll go downstairs and I won't watch it because I don't like it. But some people will, and this is the other side to social media. Yeah, will watch. And you've got more people hating on you than you have liking you. And you know, but in a way, I've put myself out there, and that is part and parcel of the job now. You know, people, a lot of my little nephew, he's like, oh, you're famous. I'm not famous. I'm David the Trucker. You know, I've just got a bit of a following, and that's it. I don't look at it and I don't buzz off it. I don't go into clubs and be like, oh, you know, can I have a VIP table? I don't do any of that. You know, I am who I am. Yeah. And I can't understand the method behind people wanting the fame, because, you know, I've put myself out there. It's my job now. You know, it's not my job, but I'm out there now. So if someone criticises on what my missus does on the sideline, or what my, you know, I do this and I do that. I'm quite honest. You know, the other week I said I'm selling my business. So that's it. You know, I'm brilliant. Video. I just say it out there. You know, people. I'm not gonna change who I am, and I never will. I've seen people change from TikTok, and I've lost some friends from it because they've grown, and you know, TikTok's a great place, but I'll never change who I am. I'll go. So when I came down as Jimmy Savile, her face, mate, she was not impressed. She's like, but the worst part is she works with young people. So my missus is 24. Her average workmates are about 21. So we went into this venue, and the worst part is these people didn't even know where I came as.
No. Yeah.
So then I had to like show them who Jimmy Savile was, right? And then it was just weird because I was in a room full of kids as a 30-year-old bloke dressed as Jimmy Savile. Yes, but in a way I blended in like he did, so it's a win-win.
Yeah. If anyone hasn't seen that, go on David's TikTok and just scroll down until you see a big fluorescent jacket
and a cigar with a kid trying.
That was it. It was your little one, wasn't it?
Yeah. But no, on the hate, obviously we've had Shannon on, and Shannon's lovely, and if anybody knew her, you wouldn't want to say a bad word about her.
She's fantastic.
What gets me is with social media is people see a 20-second video completely out of context. And then hate on it.
Make a judgment.
And you don't even know the background. No. Why even bother? And to be honest, you read them and just go, you're a clown.
Yeah. I don't delete them. I don't get affected by them. If anything, I respond to them. Yeah. And sometimes I go in a bit deep sometimes.
I put a bounty on someone the other day. You're 500 quid.
Well, no. You know what? I wouldn't ever do that. No. But I did do it because some guy came on the CB app. Now I'm on this CB app quite often, and it's for over 18s only, so you don't expect any kids on that. And this guy came on, and he knew quite a lot about me. You're from Rochdale.
I thought it's weird.
You know, I mean, you go on companies' houses, you can find where my business is. There's ways to find my number. You look at my company number, and you know it's my personal number. Anyway, this guy's come on. He's like, and he started going in at me, and I thought I can take that. I put myself out there. I can take that.
Yeah.
I put my missus does other things. She can take that. And then he turned around and went, and you fucking kids, blah, 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 blah. And he went, I know exactly where you live, and I'm going to burn your house down with your kids in it.
Is that what he actually said?
I know. And I was like, no. Listen, I'm a nice enough kid, but I've got a past. Everyone's got a line you don't cross. And when he said it, he just caught me at a bad time. But the stupidest thing was, on the CB, it has your dot, it shows you exactly where you are.
Right.
And this kid has said all this, and I've just lost my head. So I'm who I am naturally. I said, that's it, you're having it. So I banged it on my social media. It was in Cambridge, I was in Manchester, and I was like, he's having it.
Yeah.
So,
you want some?
I said to one of the lads, I said, because a mate of mine lives in Ipswich, and I said, listen, I'll give you 500 quid now. So just go and knock on his front door, because he mustn't have known, because he must have just joined the CB, not realised we know where he lives. And I just wanted somebody to knock on his door and say, listen, pipe down.
You shouldn't do that.
Yeah. And to be fair, I put it on there. Yeah. And about 20 minutes later, I get some number ringing me on my work phone. Hello? And is that David off TikTok? I said, yeah, why? I'm Alex's dad. Right? He said, what's going on? My son's telling me. And I went, hang on. I said, is you the lad who lives in... Yeah, why? He said, he's at his nan's in Cambridge. And I said, do you know what, has he told you? No, he's just told me you've put our address all over social media, blah, 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 and people are going to come round. I said, I didn't just do it out of that. I said, no. The guy's threatened to burn my house down. And he went, you what? Yeah. So I told him everything his son had said, and he went, and his dad was sound. I have to say to him, his dad was a great lad in the end. And he's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, I'm trying to sort him out. He's just trying to be one of these, gangster lads. And you know how they are these days. Yeah. And he's like, I said, look, I'm not a bad lad. I'll take it off. I said, the only bit I didn't like was my kids. You're going to threaten to burn my house down with the kids in it. I'm going to, I want you to know that I won't let you do it. I will come at you 100%. And anyway, I deleted it. And about 20 minutes later, he rang me back, his dad, and I had this lad on the phone, and he's like, I'm so sorry, mate. I only wanted to, but he didn't sound like a 15-year-old boy. He sounded like a grown man. And his dad went mentally. His dad's like, you won't be having this fucking phone for. So, but you learn, that's a lesson learned there for this kid.
100%. When you, what's the thing? When you play with fire. Yeah.
Well, I use a Maxim Paddy saying, play with feathers, get your ass tickled.
Yeah. It's a bit softer, that one.
Play with feathers, get your ass tickled.
And we've said this on the previous episodes. It's that secondary school age.
Yeah.
They're vile.
You know what?
Toxic.
I couldn't be in school again. No, I genuinely wouldn't want to do it.
I've been round to, my little girl's 11. She's just going into high school this year. The year coming now. And they're awful. So I got her an iPhone the other month, and I said, right, listen, there's your phone. Put my number, mum's number in it. It's got this kids lock on it, and I can turn it off. I can see what website she goes on. And every time she's at mine or mum's, we'll go through it. And she was very sneaky. And I seen she archived a few messages, but she didn't know how to delete them out of her archive. And the other week I went on it, and she's in a group chat, Emily's a slag. And that's my little daughter's name.
Yeah.
And anyway, I've noticed a lot of bullying messages. So I said, right, no more phone. I said, phone's coming off you. And about 3 weeks later, mum rang me. And me and her mum, I get on with all my kids' mums. I don't believe in all this hating parents and all that. And my kid's mum rang me and said, David, I need you. And I know then it's not a joke. When mum needs me, I've got to go, what's going on? She said, she's been hit. There's a group of girls who've pinned her to the wall and a lad's punched her in the face.
Jesus.
And I'm like, these kids are 11.
I can say
11.
how old.
Do you know what I mean? They're 11-year-old. At the age of 11, I'm fucking shooting clay cum and, eating Lego.
I know.
But they're dressing around with the man bags and, going around with ski masks on. And I'm like, what? I live in a bit of a... Well, I used to. I live in a bit of posh now, just for the record. But my little girl, she's been through a lot. And her mum lives in a council estate, in a rough area, and she's got it tough, but I like that because it'll bring her out to show that dad's life's this, mum's life that, but we come to an agreement and she's got the best of both worlds. And mum's no different to me. Just because you come from a council estate doesn't make you any worse than somebody who comes from a posh estate in my head. Do you know what I mean? When I see the crackhead outside Asda, I'll always give him some money, and people, for me, nobody knows what life situation you're in.
No.
Do you know what I mean? No one's going to know what's going on in here. So I take everybody as they are. If you're on the streets, I've had people message me offering money and all this and that. But anyway, go back to the story. And my little girl's mum rang me and said, look, I need you to go and sort something out. So anyway, goes round. Emily's there and she's crying, I'm not going out, I'm not playing out. I said, what do you mean you're not playing out? I said, you're going to go and play out now and you're going to see where these lads are. Where are they? No. Anyway, I said, get in the car. So jumps in the car and I go around to this and I swear to God, I said, where are they? So we met this little kid and when I pulled up, you could just tell he thought, and I said, who's done this? And anyway, give me this kid's name. And I've gone round to this parent's house, right? And I swear to God, mum come out crying her eyes out. I said, what? She said, what's she done now? Little girl got Brody. What's Brody done now? I said, I said, they've pinned my little girl and hit her. I said, if it's a one-on-one, I'm not going to say anything. Even though they're 11, fight all you want. I said, but they're ganging up on her and making her not want to go out. My little girl don't want to go to school because she's scared of him. I said, I won't have it. I said, I'll come round to your front door. I'm not one of these parents where I'll go to the school,
nothing will get done.
I'll knock on your front door.
Yeah.
If my little girl hits your little girl and you come on my front door, my little girl will be in front of you for you to hit her.
That's the most precious thing in your world. Yeah.
You've got to give and take. I hate bullies. And anyway, she's like, I can't cope with her. This little kid's come round. I swear to God, Mum, get that fuck back in the house to her mum. And I'm like, what? So anyway, she's like, get in the house. And this is how rough when I knew it. Right, listen, straight up, right. I'm a lover, not a fighter. I know how to fight. Everyone's got, when you need to stack up for yourself, you will. And I thought, I'm having it. If the kid's dad down, he's giving it big, and me and him are going to have a roll round there. I turn around now and I pulls up to this house, and when you look at something, you think, oh, fuck. There was no front door. No. I thought, shit. I said, no. There was like a wooden patch. Someone had put the door for. Oh, and I thought, this ain't going to be well, this ain't. So, but then I've got my kid looking at me then. So I've got to go in like John Fury here. Do you know what I mean? I've got to make an impression. So, honestly, I swear to God, this is true, right? I thought there's going to be some fucking crackhead come out of this house here and stab me. Straight up, right? But I've got my kid in the car and last thing you want, he's like, yo, Dad's a muppet. Anyway, I was like, look, I've come out. And where's this kid's dad? Kid dad's not involved, obviously. He's in prison. Thank God it's for 5 years. So I can be gone back 5 years, so he won't get me back. But anyway, this kid's come around, this broad, and she's screaming at her mum, you fucking... And I turned around and I was like, do you know what? My kid's not the best of kids, but she's got respect. Yes. Yeah. Like you said, the kids at this age, they don't care.
Of course.
And I said to this kid's mum, I'm like, are you really gonna? And she's like, I can't stop her.
Wow.
She's like, I whacked her and everything. And she's like, I genuinely whack her, punch her a lot. She's like, this kid will just come back at me. And then I swear to God, right, this kid's mum was fantastic. She was a young girl. You could see she was struggling.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna have a go at her. I'm not gonna have a go at a woman. I said, look, knock it on the head. Tell her to stay away from Emily. Emily, stay away from Brody. Bosh, done. Next thing you know, maybe children die where they are now, yeah? The gran has come running out with a glass, right? Swear to God, launch the glass at me. Why are you following my granddaughter, you fucking pedo? Honestly. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is going weird. So mum's like, this Brody's mum's gone, mum, because it's her mum. Yeah. Get in the house, stop getting out. No, what the fuck is he coming? You can tell she was the one who had a door put through anyway. I was like, I'm off. I got in the car, I'm like, I'm gone, so.
You didn't turn around and give her a flying knee.
No, not a chance, mate. She would have had me. I'm telling you now. No. I'm not scared of many people, but when she came out waving a glass, I was like, the problem is she's not scared to go to jail. Like, when she's got no front door, she wants heating and 3 meals a day. So prison's the place where she needs to be. So, but like you said, kids these days are, they're horrible. They're horrible.
Crazy, isn't it?
And bullies.
They're going to get them, though.
There's always been bullies, hasn't there? You know, like it's always been a thing, but definitely these days, like like you say, it's just got worse.
We were talking with my missus the other day, and I don't go out drinking a lot. I'll always go day drinking now. I won't go at night. And I said to my missus, like, you can't even trust. You see a bunch of 15-year-olds. You don't know if they're carrying knives.
Yeah.
No. Well, look at that. You got that little boy you got lured to the park a couple of years back. I can't remember his name was. And he got lured into a park and 2 lads wanted to fight him and they just stabbed him to death. Yeah. You got that Brianna, that's just happened, that transgender bird. And, kids at the age of that age are having thoughts because I don't follow the news and all that, but I was listening to it and they were writing notes of who they wanted to kill. Why is it going through the mind at the age of 11?
I know. I can say at the age of 11, literally.
Look at all the social media there. They go on about watershed. Nowadays, it was like watershed. You can't watch,
that after 9.
South Park. Unless you're 10.
I can remember the Grand Theft Auto being taken off at the young age. No, you can't play that.
My dad took Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. What a game. Yeah. Took that off me at like 9 or 10 or whatever. Then when that came out, I thought I'd lost it, but again, took it off me again. Never got it again.
Yeah.
18, he gives me it back. Dad, no, the next one's out now. Cheers, thanks now. Well, I've got nothing to play it on anyway. Just honestly, but can't remember what I was saying now.
Social media.
Oh, yeah, social media. On nowadays, it's like, you can't watch, I don't know, whatever film, because it's a 15 till 9 o'clock. Now, what they see on social media, like what your kids can do.
10 times worse than anything.
I've been scrolling down, I'm like, just some of the stuff you see.
Yeah. Even YouTube. I have to watch my little girl on YouTube. She watches, kids watch kids play with toys these days. That's a weird scenario, right? So, anyway, I was watching one the other day, and the kid was on it, and she was like, come on, we're going to go, it's always American kids as well. Yes. Come on, we're going to go and steal mum and dad's car. And I'm thinking, they're getting the keys, jumping in that car and pretending to go for a joyride. Now, don't get me wrong. If my kid were making, because some of these kids on YouTube are making big dough.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I'd tell my kid, jump in my car and go drive around. You're going to bring $2,000 home. Don't forget to do what you want. But once again, it's that mentality where they're getting fed little bits of, it's all right to go and jump in your mum and dad's car. My car's automatic. It's not really hard to drive. No. There's 2 pedals.
Put it driving away again.
Just all she has to do is one night wake up, think she's funny, and not now, but at the age of 13, 14, she'll pop it in drive and go. But
I know.
Scary world we live in now.
Literally social media. I think people trying to be like what they're watching.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
That's it. And this is why I probably recommend not watching me, because I'm terrible. I just say how it is, and some people don't like that.
I wonder how many people have recreated your Halloween costume.
Not many. Not many.
Really?
But no, it's...
We were going to ask you today to come in dressed as
Jimmy Savile.
Yeah, we were going to come as 2 little girls.
Here's Jimmy.
It's happening again.
Do not fix it.
Cut that now. I'll just blow my face.
We did discuss it. We did.
I don't even think I still got it.
No.
I took it off about 15 minutes into the party because I realised I look like a right nonce.
Especially when no one gets it. Oh,
exactly.
What a shame.
Yeah, exactly.
Who are you trying to be like? Well, there was a pedo in the 80s.
See, all my birds mates, so like her friends, boyfriends, they're the type of lads who look at the side, I mean, I wish I had her to Jill, do you know what I mean? I'd actually look.
I've got a number for that.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not even going to lie to you, right? I was looking at Sports Directs on the way here, but the nearest ones in the next village are Burton somewhere.
Burton,
yeah. So I was like, I'm not going to have time to go and get a hat because I'm that bold, but they look at themselves in the mirror, and I mean, I am going to get my teeth done. I've got to come, I'm going to Turkey in a couple of weeks, getting my teeth done.
Well, why aren't you there when you hair transplant?
I can't do that. Is that from Turkey?
Yeah. The guy who doesn't like needles had about $1 million in his head.
Yeah, but don't it take you look like a fucking cabbage for about 3 years.
No. I can't believe we're talking about this now. It's gone public. But to be fair, I'm like a full-on advocate for it. I'm not going to go around saying I'm like Ronaldo, go get your nose done. But I did it because a few of my mates had done it. Like quite a lot of people I know have had them. So I was like already, but so when you go, you get your obviously you get like all your health checks with a doctor and whatever, and they're the professionals at it. Like they look at us and think we're crap at it. Yeah, like they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so I get there. This doctor looks at me. She takes my blood, which I hate needles. So straight away I'm like, and she takes my blood, and then they've got to turn it into plasma to inject into your head. So that's awful. And then you go upstairs. You basically sat like a massage table with your head in like as you would get in a massage, and then they put like needles in the back of your head on the anaesthetic that's your donor area, and then they just basically start taking them out and put them in the top of your head, and then mine took about 4 or 5 months. The worst bit is you start to shed, like it's all there, and you're like, look at my hairline, and then it all just falls out again, but then it comes back, and then you get a full.
Some of the photos
it's about 4 or 5 months.
Your head does swell up then, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
there's some photos.
So you've got to wear this bandana.
Yeah, I've seen some photos.
Yeah, so it doesn't get. Well, I took it off, didn't I? So my eyes and my face just went. I worked from home for about a week, over a week, because
just to reduce the swelling. Sat there with 2 bags of peas on your head, full afro with 2 bags of peas on your head.
But you can't feel. You don't have no feeling in your head for a good 6 months. Yeah, but it's worth it.
Well, fair play to you, because I mean,
the needles is horrible, and I didn't realise either. You're not supposed to have any caffeine or any painkillers for a week before. I don't smoke anyway, but I know smoking for a week before because it thins your blood. Well, I was drinking tea, coffee, popping painkillers because I get headaches quite a lot. Anyway, when I get there, my head's in the ring, and then blood is like dripping down into my eyes.
At any point did you think, is that normal?
Yeah, I was like, I seem to be bleeding quite a lot. They're like, do you smoke? I was like, no. They're like, are you sure? Because you're bleeding a lot. And I was just literally like, basically like, all in my mouth, my own blood, and it was horrible. But yeah, looking back now, I'm so glad I did it.
I'm looking forward to my teeth. I've got really bad teeth.
Yeah.
Every tooth has got a story.
Yeah.
Right? But what's left of it? I've got a couple of missing at the back. Some great stories, and I'm getting married this year, and it's probably you can't really see I'm not one of these who talk with the teeth, you know what I mean? You can't really see my teeth when I talk, but even though I'm 22 stone, I'm telling you now, my teeth are my biggest thing. I hate them. Yeah. I've often got pains in my teeth that I hate the dentist, petrified of the dentist. And I went to Turkey last year on holiday, and a mate of mine has had some veneers done. Another lad had them done, and I just sat there and I was like, I'd really love to have them done. And my missus said, look, I'll pay for them. Said, if you want them done, I'll pay for them. Yeah. And next month I think it's April I'm going. Yeah. Petrified, petrified.
They'll be fine.
Yeah.
They're good.
Well, I was saying this, so when you talk about, I know people who are going for like liposuction and dying and all that, right? So I wouldn't recommend it. Don't hold me to it. Don't come and sue me for any advice. Right? Whatever camera's watching. But I went to the dentist out there, and because we were on holiday, I just popped him a message on the Facebook, and I was like, look, while I'm here, can you have a look at my teeth and tell me what the quote's going to be? So anyway, I went in, and the setup they had was incredible.
Yeah.
Incredible. So long story cut short, in the bank, they put me on this machine where I had to put my chin on it, and it had like a machine that went around my head and all this, and so all the side of my face I can't feel. I got smashed with a bar stool. Concrete, the concrete stools at the bottom. All my face here got done in with one. Another story. And I will be here for 5 hours. Every day we got nothing on this. And anyway, long story cut short, you could see everything. And she was like, you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. And she said, when I came back to it, she said, look, you need to have some teeth out. She said, we can't touch your teeth for 4 months. when you have them out. So you have to have them out, then 4 months later we can do them because your jaw has to heal and all that. She said, do you want them out here? I said, no. So I'll go back to England because I'm the rest of my holiday. I don't want to be on holiday or that. So anyway, she said, you need your 2 wisdoms out and you need to get it done in England. So anyway, goes back to England. I haven't got a dentist. I hate the dentist. So registers for a dentist and goes in, pays the fucking 180 quid just to talk.
Extortionate.
Wait, hang on, we're not finished. So she says, I need to x-ray your mouth. I said, yeah, sound. So in Turkey, I had this thing that scanned my mouth. Mate, she tried to put this in my... And then she's like, I need to go out of the room. And this thing's at the back of my throat, because bear in mind, it's my wisdom tooth, right? So I was like, with this O-ring, I promise you, it was like that. And I'm choking on it, right, with this tube. It's like I'm taking an x-ray per tooth. So I had to do it about 9 times, right? I felt like Shannon on OnlyFans. Sorry, Shannon, if you're watching. So
shout out Shannon.
Yeah, shout out Shannon. I love Shannon, to be fair. And anyway, next thing you know, I can't even say that. My missus does it. Do you know what I mean? Sorry, babe. Sorry, babe. Shut up. And it was just mad, the technology difference compared to over there. And anyway, another thing that angers me about England, she said, look, you need to have surgery because you've got inwards teeth. Your wisdom tooth are growing in and they're messing it all up. She's like, you need to have surgical procedure. I was like, oh, fucking hell. Anyway, she's like, do you want to do it under sedation? I was like, yeah, because number one, you've just put like a gag in my mouth and I can't cope as it is. Never mind, like, you know, when you're at churn, you're going to say, how's you doing? Like,
you should have put an apple in your mouth and chuck you on the Barbie.
Honestly, man, I'm like, I can't do dentist. So anyway, so right, sedate me. No, I thought sedation was you get put to sleep. Well, it's not.
Oh,
so
it's local anaesthetic.
Yeah. So I goes into this dentist, and the bit that annoyed me is I live in a lovely area. If anyone's watching, so there's a bit of scruffy people, and I'm at the dentist, right, and I'm sat there, and she's like, "Do you work?" I says, "Yeah, I work." You know, she's like, "Right, you're gonna have to pay for your treatment." I was like, "Oh, bastard! Why did I say that?" I should have said, "No, I don't." Anyway, I've got all these lads. And they're like, yeah, I've been waiting 20 minutes for it. And I'm thinking, you fucking scuzzer, it's free, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, don't moan.
Yeah.
So I said, how much is it? So she said, oh, it's 300 a tooth. I was like, wow.
To have them out.
That's a lot of money. I needed 2 out. So that's 600 quid.
On top of the...
sedation.
Oh my God.
So I thought it was 600
quid. It's not 2 for 1.
Oh, no. I thought it was 600 quid all in. So anyway, I was like, yeah, sound. So I goes in. So right, we'll take the payment now. And then you come back in a week and have your teeth done. Yeah, sound. And she puts it in. 1,300 quid. I said, says 1,300 quid, love. She said, yeah. She said, it was 3 teeth in the end I had. And she said, sedation is like £550 on top.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, oh, wicked. And then when I went in to have them done, I thought I was getting put to sleep and all that. No, I just felt high as a kite. I didn't feel it, but the biggest part is I didn't want to sing, I can still hear the. Oh man, I was like, honestly, felt like it was going in my mouth with a Milwaukee drill. I'm like, but we got them out in the end.
Yeah, it's the mindset, isn't it? And that's it for me. I had to have a filling last year. It's not the pain, really. It's the whole like drilling.
Yeah, that's it. It's in my mouth. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want anyone in my mouth unless it's my dad. Cut that out. So, no, I don't want anyone in my mouth that long.
No.
Oh God, it's true.
Well, just on, but yeah, this I went with a mate. I can't remember if I've even said this. Sometimes we sat here for so many hours now. I can't remember if I've ever said this before. But when I went with a mate. Get me, and I took my missus as well. And my mate's already had one done. We got it done in Liverpool. Paid 3 times as much to get it done over here.
Yeah.
And she took one look at him. I went, "You've already had hair transplant, yeah?" He went, "Yeah." He went, "You had it done in England, didn't you?" He went, "Yeah." "English doctor?" And he went, "Yeah." And she went, "Can tell."
That bad.
Yeah. Apparently we're just
way behind.
Yeah.
Someone said to me, "Oh yeah, but if they break, you're gonna have to go back to Turkey." I was like, "Well, I've been to Turkey 3 times in 3 years.
So I'll probably be going anyway."
I'll probably be going anyway. Do you know what I mean?
So, they are so good. Like when we got there, we got picked up at the airport, took to a 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
We got picked up in the morning.
Yeah.
Dropped back off, and that was it. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I was pretty ugly for a while. And it was, you should see, I'll show you some photos. The back of my head. Oh,
horrible scabbers. A mate of mine had it done, and that was it. His head looked like a kiwi.
Yeah.
And I was like, honestly, I was like, I'm not stroking a kiwi. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know, that's brilliant.
It feels like a kiwi.
Yeah.
So,
it was horrible.
Well, I said to my missus, I said, look, I'll get my teeth done. I am on a bit of a diet, which isn't going too
Good
well.
For you.
Ain't going too
it's
well.
All about, it's all about the, it's all about the, what they say. You know, it's not about winning, it's about participating.
No, do you know what? I love food too much.
Yeah.
I talk about this a lot, but you're on the road a lot and you can't eat healthy on the road. You can't do it. No. You know.
Nah, not without coming off the motorway, finding somewhere. Yeah. You can't.
Do you know what? Mine isn't the meals the problem. Mine's when I'm tired, the snacking.
Yeah.
The snacking.
When you're at home.
We was on our way back, and last night I started at 4 a.m. and going in and on the boat and in the darkness and then the light, and then it starts going dark again. And I said to my missus yesterday, I was like, I need to stop. So I ended up getting a Red Bull, a bag of them Haribo squishies, and some Skittles, and that's like ecstasy when you're driving like for 7 minutes. And then 7 minutes in, you're like, oh shit, I need them more. So it's the snacking that does me. And the thing with me is, and I learned this since I've got a PT. Yeah. And it's fantastic. I can ring him up and I'm like, I'm stuck out. I'm at a truck stop, and he'll ring me up. This is what I like about PT, because everyone's like, why are you paying a PT? You know, it's 20 quid a session, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, because it's that, I need that, you know, that. Yeah. And he'll push me. Yeah. But
you get someone to hold you accountable.
Yeah. It's the motivation. I struggle really bad with motivation. And it's sometimes just go, right, okay, you've got half an hour. Go and do something. Yeah. You know, go on. Yeah. Go and do 20 minutes on the bike.
And I get it. Like when we're not driving Arctic trucks, but like when we've been driving 7-8 hours, and I got home last night and I'm thinking, right, I need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
No. So easy to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really difficult.
So I've got a gym membership, and to be honest with you, I go to jacuzzi and spa. I don't take messing about.
Well, I wish I might had a jacuzzi spa. I see you in the sauna. I don't see you in the sauna. You know what I mean?
Mega man. Yeah. So you know where I live, and you see me in the sauna. Someone needs to be telling
big fan.
But when I go to the gym without the PT, I'll come out about an hour later. And, you know, next day I'll just be a bit sore. When I come out with PT, I can't get out of the car the day after. I'm like, oh, so I know it's worked. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And, you know, so anyway, I'm trying. I'm trying.
And you've still got, how long are you at? 5 months?
August, so.
Oh, no longer than, Like, you got ages.
Yeah,
you could smash it.
Got a while.
Even if you...
Listen, I don't want to be skinny. I don't, you know, I mean, I'd love to be, but it ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? Realistically.
But if you turn up on the day and everyone goes, well, yeah.
I just want mine, for me, it's the top. So like my legs and that, I'm not really, my legs haven't got much fat on them. My arms, I've not got like big bingo wings and all that. But it's this bit. Yeah. You know that, I always say, remember that book you had in school? Yeah. Where you could have like, in primary school, you had like a frog's head, a lion's body. Do you remember that book where you used to be able to see it? If I could just flick that over, and maybe the bigger dick as well.
It's like you don't do that, unfortunately.
But mainly it is this bit, and you know, driving, I can feel my back. When I'm in the gym, I can feel my back, and you can just realise it's from the seating position. Yeah. You know, we haven't really spoken much about trucking, to be fair. But,
we'll get into it.
You know, a lot of people, you know, big drivers and normally tend to be big, and you can feel the effects later on down the line. You're like, no, I'm going gym and my lower back. Yeah. I genuinely, so I said to my PT, I can't do it. I'm like, because my lower back feels like a panel of glass, and someone stood there with an hammer ready to smash it, and I'm like, and I'm like, I can't do it.
We talk about this a lot because I mean, you go, you know, for massages with Ellie, don't you? I've done the same, and the first thing I get is, do you drive a lot for what you know, for a living? I'm like, well, because they can really tell.
Stiff, where you're stiff and your knots and all them.
Aren't they strong as well? I had this bird. She's about 4'10". She was tiny, lovely, bless her. I talked her head off. She must have thought, God, just shut up. Just shut up. That's probably why she was hurting me. But I said, she was doing my lower back with her elbow. And I went, so this makes you strong. That's done it. And it hurts. Yeah. But it just shows you actually that's not how bad your back is.
I woke up with sciatica one morning, and I swear to God, mate, with the worst thing. My mum had sciatica years ago, and I used to say, Mum, there's fuck all wrong with you, Mum. Get up. Worst thing I've ever had. Yeah. I was paralysed in my left leg. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever had it or not. it is the worst thing I've ever had. Straight up. I'm now trying to put my shoe on and you're like, and honestly, and even now, I can still feel the tension. Every time I go up with my leg, I can still feel it pulling on my back and things like that. And I went to a sports masseuse and they are really good for, because what it is, when you have sciatica, it's mine when my disc, what happens is your discs, your lower back's fucked basically, and I call it like an Oreo. The cream in the middle of the Oreo is basically not there, and it's basically fucked.
Like the biscuits grinding.
It's trapped a nerve. And she was honestly, like you said, she was this 4-foot woman. I thought, what's she doing? Mate, she was performing mixed martial arts on my back. I came out and I'm like, fucking hell. No wonder I can't feel pain anymore because the rest of my body's battered. Honestly.
She had Conor McGregor leg kick.
Well, it's it left leg, bang it right leg, there you go. You ain't feeling it now, are you?
Do you know what? I can totally relate to that as well, because I did my back once. I literally couldn't get out of the car. It was horrific getting out into this sort of sports massage thing. They did electrotherapy. They sort of put these pads on my back. Never experienced it before. Half an hour where you can sort of feel it really sort of going into your back. I left that room a different, like literally different man. Got into the car, drove away thinking, it's that simple to get it sorted. But Jesus, like the job is sat in that position all day. You can really take it on you.
It's me and the TIG as well. I think I'm the only one who has the problem with it. It's the seating position. I can't get it right in the TIG.
I'm Mercedes stroke, I'm like this. See, the Mercedes, my DAF, I'm all right.
Yeah.
Mercedes stroke, I come out of it, my back.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Because there's no lumbar, I suppose, is there? But talk about being on the road then, I suppose, you've just got back from Italy, haven't you?
Yeah.
Just a little week trip.
Last night.
Yeah. Fair play to you. Because nobody knows, but this was arranged last night. Well, yesterday afternoon.
Yeah.
So you were probably on the boat.
Yeah. When to be fair, it worked out really well for me, and I'll be truthfully honest with you, because we moved it. It was supposed to be Friday.
Yeah.
I was running late. Then we moved it to next Friday, and my load for Monday, as literally this morning I've woke up and they've changed it to Tuesday. I wouldn't have been back next Friday, so it worked out really well.
There you go.
There you
meant
go.
to be.
So,
meant to be.
No, good. Well, no, honestly, thank you so much, Conor, especially after a long week. But it must be nice to be able to take Jordan with you as well.
Yeah, it was.
And have a little, basically a little.
Do you know what? I don't know how these Eastern Europeans do double man driving.
No.
I can't, honestly. Cabs are not made for two people.
No.
There's 2 beds, 2 bunks, but I love her. I love her with all my heart. I really do. And but yeah,
been in that space with her for that long.
It's smaller than a prison cell.
Yeah.
And I do a bit of YouTubing, and I mentioned this. I'm like, it is smaller than a prison. When you talk about men's mental health, and my missus said, I've got the problem is you've got too much time. You're on your own for so long, and you're in an environment where your kitchen's there, your work's there, your bed's there, your tea's there. That's it. You know, the only time you really need to get out is for a wee and a poo. That's it.
Yeah.
And the effect that has on, your human body, not natural.
No.
Well,
I always get, like, when I'm working from home, if I've not got out and either walked the dogs or been to the gym or at least left the house, I'm horrible. I'm not, it puts me in a foul mood.
Yeah. Well, I like Jordan coming with me because it opens her eyes a little bit to when I come home. Like last night, I was so grumpy.
Yeah.
I was so grumpy. I'm getting out. And then I used to work for White's, doing the fridge work, and it was 4 hours away. Great job, European job. Probably one of the best jobs I've had, but it was 4 hours away. So when I was finishing on the Friday, I was doing a 4-hour drive home in my car from Swindon back home. Wow.
Yeah.
Then I was driving back on the Sunday because I wanted to be ready for the Monday. Yeah. So I was getting home at like midnight Friday night. By the time you've done your washing, your drying and your shopping, your weekend's gone. Yeah. And it has so much effects on you. And, that's why, in a way, when I take her now, she realises when I'm not in the mood. Yeah. And, she knows, she's learned a lot to be fair, she's learned how to deal with me. She just knows when to ignore me because I snap her, because it's shit because you do take it out and, you do. This is another thing. You see so many drivers that are divorced, widowed, and it's scary. I love this girl. I'm marrying this girl. I don't want to leave her.
No.
But, is it fair enough for me to be grumpy all the time because the job made me this way? And, since becoming my own boss, it's been even worse. Yeah. Yesterday, I got off the boat and once again, my kids die where they are now, right? I didn't get off the phone until I got home. So from Dover to Manchester, I was sorting work out, doing quotes, work's picking up now. So I'm trying to keep everybody happy, and then I'm dealing with people. And then I love anyone that rings me. I will say anyone can ring me. And I've had people on TikTok ring the work number and I'm like, is this actually you? And I'm like, yeah. Oh, are you? And I don't mind talking to people. But then there becomes a point where I can't talk to everyone. And I'm sat on the phone with people and she said, you just don't stop. She said, I can see now how stressed you are in the cab.
Because when I leave the house, first half an hour I'm dead, but then I just become a machine until I'm done for the day. But then as soon as I'm done,
just crash.
I'm like, I wake up, as you've seen this morning, I'm 100 miles an hour. From when I wake up, that is it.
I saw the kids in the car, Mackie's.
I was prodding my kid this morning, so our little girl, she's only 2, not Jimmy Savile related. She stays in bed with us, right, and fully dressed, so am I.
That's only on Halloween. Hi guys, 85% of you aren't subscribed. So just a quick message to say if you are enjoying these episodes, it really helps the channel if you just subscribe on the button below. Thanks again.
My granddad died. And God's honest truth, right? My mum rang me, says, your granddad's on his last legs. I was in Spain at the time working. And I was close to my granddad. And I was like, she's like, your granddad's dying. He's going to die tonight. Yep, sounds blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he died. She rang me. He died. And I rang my gaffer up. I carried on working. My gaffer rang me. And he's like, everything all right? I said, fucking my granddad died this morning. He's like, oh shit, mate. Do you want me to get you home? I was like, why? And he's like, well.
You're not going anywhere.
I said, he's dead. I said, he's gone. You know what I mean? What difference does it make?
Yeah.
I mean, I lost my brother. My brother died. And my brother was disabled. Do you know what I mean? And it was a better life for him. He was disabled. He was in a bad way. For me, I'm like Sam brutal. If it were a dog, you'd put it down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's the God honest truth. Yeah. And like when my granddad's funeral, my mum again, it's your granddad's funeral in 2 weeks. Oh, I'll be at work. Oh, all right, you're not coming and pay your respects. I paid my respects when I went round every weekend when he was alive. When my granddad couldn't go upstairs to the toilet and I had to bring his commode down or, clean his blinds and all that. That was my time of respecting my granddad. He's in all these people who go to funerals. So I ain't got time to go to a funeral. No. My granddad, if I were alive, would say to me, go and earn money. Don't waste time. Come and see me when I'm dead. Yeah. There's no point. It's too late then.
People grieve in different ways as well.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. Thankfully, I'm fortunate really to have pretty much every family. I don't have a massive family anyway, but everyone, I'm lucky to have pretty much everybody who, is dear to me and close to me or whatever. But I don't know how I'd react. Like the worry sometimes is like, how am I going to react? And just people grieve in different ways.
My dad had cancer. My dad had prostate cancer. Yeah. And it was quite a serious level. He's all right now. Yeah. But he rang me up and he's like, I need to let you know. He come round to the house. He said, I've got prostate cancer. I was like, and? You can get hit by a bus tomorrow. You know what I mean? But, don't let it affect you, Dad. Don't start puzzling in your head, are you going to die? You could die tomorrow. You don't wake up every day going, oh shit, I might be involved in a car accident today. Yeah. You don't, do you?
No.
I mean, I know it's in the back of your mind because you get told. Yeah. But just carry on living. Yeah.
It's a positive way to think about things, to be honest.
Yeah. You've got the mind as well.
Yeah.
I have a little quote in my life that I say, and I live by it, right? Well, I have two things that I honestly live by, and this is
even in all and no.
If it makes money, it makes sense. Yeah. That's one of my biggest things. Yeah. If it makes money, it makes sense. And the second one, if people don't cry over something that's replaceable. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Women, all that. I mean, a few of my pals, I'm not going to mention them because they might watch this, but have rang me, I'm fucking missus left me, I'm in a bad way. And one of the lads wanted to kill himself. I was like, well, why? Fuck her. She's replaceable. Yeah. You know what I mean? My mum, my dad, my kids, they're not replaceable. My family's not replaceable. Even my best mate, if my best mate rang me tomorrow, I don't want to fucking talk to you. We go, yes, you know what I mean? I'm not going to cry. And I think the way the world is at the moment, I hate the way we are at the moment because everything has to have a purpose, a saying. Yeah. People are so sensitive. I get banned weekly on TikTok because I say something like, so someone will leave me a comment like, oh, something about me, or you're fat or something like that. So I'll go on his profile and his house will be a shithole, painting will be fucking terrible, he's got newspaper on his windows. So I'll say, look at you, you fucking scruff. Yeah. So I'll give it straight back to him and then I'll get banned because I'm bullying. The world, nobody can take, and at schools they're the same. You can't, there's no first place anymore in school. No. There's a participation, and I don't agree with that.
Oh, really?
My little girl now, they had a sports day the other week, and they didn't have a winner, so they just had participation medals. And I was like, why?
Yeah, but what does that teach your kid though? Because in life, it's all about chasing something, isn't it? Like,
it's all about failing. If you never have failure in your life, you're going to expect the world to be amazing. You're never going to learn.
No. But getting that first place in the running race is like, wow, I've done that. I've won.
Try harder.
I finished last.
Yeah. You know, I got a second shit.
Yeah. You ain't first, you're last.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that's the God's honest truth. Train harder.
Yeah.
Do you know? Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these parents who I said to my little girl, I asked my little girl.
You're not going to start putting on a treadmill.
No, it's 3 in the morning. I said to my little girl,
4-minute mile.
For me, try your hardest. You know, I know she's not doing the best in school. We've had a report. And I said, don't worry. As long as you've got manners, respect, and turn up on time, that's all I can ask from you. I don't want you to be, don't get me wrong, I'd love her to be a class A student, but if she's not, and I'm, I'll help her in any way I can, but it's not for her, and I can tell that already. But
school isn't anything.
But in a way, I do want to push her to say, come on, give
it a go.
These parents are like, oh yeah, but we can't. I went to a Christmas play, can't take a picture of your kids.
What?
I said, you what? Can't take a picture of your kids.
Why
that? Not? Because of pedos.
Oh.
Because the pedos can't take
Jimmy Savile's in the audience.
I was dressed up as Jimmy Savile.
Maybe that was the reason.
You can't take pictures. Why not? Because you've got your pants down and your hands on your neck. Better than all go. Oh shit!
Add context to it. Yeah, that's it.
No. But the world's becoming a place that's it's not very nice.
Yeah, no. And this country as well. We won't go there.
I'm moving to Spain next year.
Wait, is it actually genuinely serious?
My daughter's 12. She can fly on her own, but my daughter's my mum is retiring next year, and I'm going to move to Spain.
Good for you.
I've always wanted to move to Spain.
Shannon said a few times, wouldn't she? She'd like to as well.
Yeah. Oh, good on you.
Good for you, mate.
Me and my missus said, I've sat down with my kids' mums, and I said, look, I don't want to be awful, but I work away for a week or 2 weeks. I used to do 7 weeks. So the kids used to see me for like a long weekend every so often. But now it is mainly every other weekend the kids see me. So I spend 4 days a month with my kids. Every 6 weeks, the kids have a week off on holiday, school. Every 6 weeks, there's a week holiday in school. And then you've got the 6 week holidays. So I said to my kids, I sat Emily down and Oakley down. And Oakley's not my son, so it's a bit harder with Oakley. And I sat them down and I said, look, I'm going to move to Spain with Jordan and Ava. Now, I don't want them thinking I prefer any kid. I do. Ava's 2, she doesn't talk back, so I love her more than any of them. But I said to my kids' mums, like, look, I'm going. I said, I'm not happy. I don't love this country anymore. Everything you have. I mean, my Range Rover got stolen, my caravan got stolen. I hate this country. I do. I love the sun, the weather, and that's it. I just want to move to Spain. So anyway, I sat my kids down and I said, look, I'm going to see you as a life of a truck driver. I'm a shit dad, and that's the God's honest truth, because I'm not home enough for you. I've never been to parents' evenings. I've missed so many school plays. I am a terrible dad. I always put work first, and it's only recently, since the extra income from other sources, where I've managed to sit back a little bit and go, I'm not working now because I don't want to. When before, prior to the other income, which I'm pretty sure you already know about, I don't know if you want to talk about or not, but
it's up to you, mate.
Prior to Jordan's OnlyFans, I had to go and earn all the money. So for me, I worked all the time. And I never put my kids first. And so, anyway, I only see my kids technically 4 days a month. So every 6 weeks, they have a week holiday. So I said to them, look, instead of having 4 days a month where we're going to go to a stupid play centre and then sit in the house, I said, I'd rather see you every 6 weeks for a week. I'll fly you out every school holiday with my mum and we can have a week on the beach. I can go and take them places. It's going to be a better lifestyle. And, when you're old enough, you can make that decision then whether you want to come and live with me. But I won't do what my mum and dad did with me. I won't take them out of school now and bring them, because I know how badly it affected my education. So, they can stay till they finish high school in England, come over on every holiday, and then where we go from there. But listen, things change in life. I might be disabled tomorrow, so, you know what I mean? I might not be going anywhere. But the plan is, in a year's time, Spain.
Amazing. Yeah, anywhere in particular, or?
Malaga area. I think Benidorm's a bit young. Like I'll end up out every night. Where it's too tempting. No, I think Malaga area. Can't afford Marbella in life. But that's where I used to work. I used to work down in Malaga for quite a long time. So
that's fun actually. Joe's in Malaga at the minute.
Yeah. Well, it's close enough to these places, isn't it? You know, it's never. It's
an hour and a half on a plane. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I spend an hour and a half driving to the Trafford Centre and back.
Exactly.
To be with the kids. So.
And the thing is, Jordan's OnlyFans, gets any better, you might even have your own private jets. You might be flying about.
Honestly, it makes more money than the trucks.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Makes more money than the trucks.
I was watching a lot of your content over Christmas, obviously, when the work was quiet. And it was that point of, well, is it time?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people say, I knew you were going to fail. It was never about failing in the trucking business. But I weren't going to put my money into something that's not working. If it makes money, it makes sense. If it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. And, the business went quiet. The problem with me, I'm not big enough to get my own work. I've got one truck, two trucks. We had two trucks at one point. We've gone back down to one. Okay. But I can't go into like Kellogg's and say, hey, mate, I'll do all your transport for you. Or, I'm a small fish. So I was taking on other people's extra work that they couldn't cover, which is great when you've got 10 customers and they've all got a little bit. You can kind of string your plan together. But the way the economy went and the way it's going, people are very quiet at the moment. I mean, there's so many big companies folding, and this is straight up honest. Yodel are going, you've got a company in Scotland going, you've got some big companies going, and I'm a little fish, and all these people are kind of saying, hang on here, we're going to stop giving our work out because it might dry up. So that affects the smaller hauliers. And, and as a subcontractor, 9 times out of 10, I talk about this quite a lot on my YouTube, 9 times out of 10, I'm getting work that's been passed to somebody. And by the time everyone takes the little cut out, you're not making mega money. So when John and started, we did it as a laugh. Everyone were commenting on my TikTok, you bird this, you bird that. I said, come on, we'll do it as a laugh. We've always had a bit of a spicy, a spicy sex life. And I said, come on, we'll do it. And she's like, no, like me dad, me mum, blah, blah, blah. I said, look, let's give it a whirl, see how it goes. And next thing you know, mate, she was making her annual salary in a month. Like she's nothing compared to Shannon and Trucker Barry and all them. They've got 100,000 followers. It's fair play to them, right? And but I spoke to Shannon. Shannon's helped us loads, and I was like, "This is making mega money. There's a market here for this, and you
could do it on your own time, whenever you want to, on your terms."
Yeah, and that was it. Yeah. So she was still working. Her job was. It worked out terrible because my job were Monday to Friday. She started her own personal job Friday to Monday. So we were never seeing each other. And I was coming home. And I was like, right, I want to do stuff with the kids and that. And I was like, well, we can't till 6 o'clock because Jordan's at work. So anyway, my missus dead proud. I don't want to quit work. I want to work. And I said, babe, you earn $1,000 a month at work. That's what she was earning, minimum wage. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I said, ask if they'll put you on Monday to Friday. I said, don't just quit. Excuse me. Don't just quit. Work Monday to Friday. But they won't let her. They said, no, your job is Friday. It's in a contract. That's what it was. And I said, look, you earn $1,000 a month. I said, do what you're doing now. She's making mega money on it. And over Christmas, she was like, well, what do you want with yourself? And I said, I can't lose weight in the truck. My business isn't making great money. And she was like, we've got enough money in the bank, which we've saved. We've got this extra income coming in. I've started a competitions business. We're just in the middle of building up. She's like, you've got that coming in. Yeah. Why don't you either put a driver in it or just get rid? Because it's not making what the worth, Sometimes, I mean, we'll go into it deeper, but you'll be running sometimes and you'll look at it and think, I'm not going to be able to pay myself a wage here. And you sat there working away from your family for 6 days.
Thinking why?
To look at the figures at the end of it and gone, I've not made any money.
Yeah. So, and then at the end of the week as well, thinking, what am I doing next week? Yeah. And then again, worrying about, mate, is it even worth getting out of bed for? This
is the problem.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like here now today, our job's been cancelled. It's Tuesday. And I'm thinking, I've got a wedding fair on Sunday. And I've got plans with my missus. And I've got to go and do this job now. And I'm thinking, they could cancel on me. When we were in Italy last week, as we were coming up, custom. And it's a lot of headache. I could go and easily go back on the F1 driving, which I'm doing this year. Yeah. I could go and drive for somebody else for 200 quid a day. Self-employed, and just give him the keys back on a Friday and say, see ya. Yeah. Well, now I'm constantly checking emails. I got home last night and I had to do the invoice in the run because because of the financial situation with the business, I will not put another penny into the business.
Yeah.
I've said this. So now I am calculating every cost. So before Christmas, we was running on toll boxes. We were driving down the motorways all the time. And the problem with European is you have to pay for the motorways, the tolls. Yeah. And you're driving and you do put it in your costs, but you forget track. Because when you drive up to peage and it opens, that sounds, and then the invoice will come in at the end of the month.
I didn't budget for
and
that.
You're like, shit, I've spent that. And then you're like, shit. Okay, no problem. And then you'll think, right, okay, well, how much did I make that week? And you work it out and you're like, shit, I've overspent. And that's where we was. So recently I've took the toll box out of the window. I said, right, I'm going to pay for everything on my debit card. Yeah. And then I know pound to penny what I've earned. So last night I did all my figures and it worked out. We're making about $2,000 profit on an Italian trip. Yeah. Now, that might sound good, fucking $2,000 a week, but you can't do 4 Italy's a month because of your driving rules and regulations, unless you put another driver in. So technically, only 3 weeks you're doing $2,000. That's 2, 4, 6. Then you got to pay your driver, which is about 900 quid a week. Then you got to pay tax. So say, to make the maths easy, $1,000 you have to pay him. So then you're only making $1,000 profit. Then you got to take your truck, your trailer, blah 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 out of it. Your financial maintenance. Well. Let's take 500 quid out of it. Yeah. In the end, your profit, after you've paid your driver, you've paid that, it's 500 quid. So would you work a week for 500 quid? No. You wouldn't. No. With all the stress, the hours and all that. And I sat there and I was like, it's not worth me doing. No. Jordan's making this money. Yeah. I can go and do 3 days for somebody else at 200 quid and then have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off like that. Work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and see my kids and be a dad. Because I failed as a dad with my first two. I don't want to do that again with my little one.
And they're young enough though, so that you can make up for that in a way now, can't you? No, you think you missed too much?
I think the 11-year-old has suffered the most. Yeah. If I listen, I'm an honest guy. I say how it is. The 11-year-old suffered the most. I mean, she's been from council house to hostels with her mum, and in a way, I could have stopped that. Yeah. And like I'm here now, but if I had to stand up and say it, I could have done better. And that's the God's honest truth. I could have done better. Yeah. But instead I always put money first. Don't get me wrong, she'll always have night trainers and all that, but I never thought of the bigger picture. I could have took her in my home and maybe give her a better life.
The trouble is when you're in the moment doing it, you're thinking, right, it's money, it's coming in, and you don't really think of the bigger picture, I suppose. But
you don't see it in 11 years' time when she's struggling in school. Do you know what I mean? Well, now I look at her and I think, I mean, I haven't even been to a parents' evening. My kid's 11-year-old. I've never been to a parents' evening. Yeah. And I when it hit me the most, I'll have to be truthfully honest. I went to a school play in December, a Christmas school play. She didn't know I was going. Her mum said, I was off work because there were no work. And I went, and her face when she seen me was like, honestly, it'll bring a tear to my eye because I'll never forget. And in a way, I sat there and I went, I'm a shit dad.
Yeah.
And listen, I love my kids. Yeah. Like you said, they're well fed, they're nourished, they've got clothes, they've got that. But kids don't want, well, they do want money, especially now they do. I mean, on a Christmas list, she's got an iPhone 15. Kids want money, but I could have loved them. I could have given her a lot more if I put her first. And I was a young dad. I was 18. I was dumb. And I just always chased the money. And this is my problem. I'll chase the money. And I used to do 7 week away working. And, my missus at home, and I'm sat there thinking, what am I doing? I see so many widowed truck drivers, divorced truck drivers, and I'm thinking, I don't want to put. And I've said to my missus, and this is the God's honest truth: the day you sit in that house and think, I can't do this anymore because he's away or whatnot, you tell me, and I will pack the job in. I will pack truck driving in all together because I would rather lose that than lose you.
And that's really important. And
you've recognised that. You've got all that stress of the job, and you will fortunately put in a position where you have to worry about that stuff. It's horrible, isn't it?
For 500 quid a week.
Yeah, I know.
Would you do it?
No.
You wouldn't.
That DC you're a bit be gone.
But this is where we've started afresh. Yeah. The YouTubes, I'm doing more YouTubes. We're trying to bring more income in. And I've said to my missus, what I would love to do is 4 Italians a month. Yeah. I'd love to do 2 myself, and then have a casual driver who does 2 himself. Yeah. Someone who's like semi-retired, don't want to work full time. He does 1 trip, I'll do the other, and then I can have a bit more time at home. And then the truck will still earn, because it's doing 4 a month, it's still earning a decent amount.
And you get to do what? Well, essentially, it's been in your blood, really, isn't it? Trucking's in your blood,
Yeah, so...
Do you think DC will make its way down to Spain then and sort of operate from there? I suppose it's a while away now, isn't it? But
the rates aren't good enough.
Right.
The Spanish rates, there's a lad the other day, I quote on jobs. Now, I'm not the most expensive out there. I'm not the cheapest out there. And I went in at a quote, and when people ring you, you know straight away what they're after. The problem is I'm not a specialist, so it's not like fridge work or hanging meat like I've done. That's specialist transport. You've got to have the right. Mine's general knowledge, so I'm competing with every Tom, Nick and Harry. Anyone can do what I'm doing. And they'll ring you up and they'll be like, what can you do? And straight away, I can already hear in my head, they want a cheap quote. Yeah. And you're already thinking in your head, like, I can't compete. Why do I want to lower my prices? Yeah. Just to keep it working. Yeah. So I'd love for it to keep it, be out in Spain. Realistically, I don't think it will.
Okay.
No.
A lot can happen, as you said yourself. A lot can happen in a year. Who knows? It you might think, actually, you know what? It's actually doing a bit better.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Yeah. If I could keep it running, it's an extra income for me. And if I could find some out in Spain and maybe do England to Spain or England to Italy with a casual driver, but I won't, and I swore down on my kid's life, I will not put £1 of my own money into it now. It's got to be self-sufficient. And if it's not, once again, if it don't make money, don't make sense.
Open a restaurant.
I was thinking about it.
That's not a bad idea, is it?
Thinking about
food. If you love food, you love passion for it as well.
I know, but when you're cooking for people, then you've got to be careful. It's all health and safety.
Yeah, of course.
I can't eat a prawn, or is this dairy intolerant? I fucking hate them people. Yeah. I hate vegans, and I can't listen. My little boy's vegan, and
is he?
Yeah, he's autistic, so. He's not my little boy. He's my ex-partner's son, who I brought up. His dad left him at a young age, never bothered with him. And when we split up, I said, look, I love him. He was 4, little lad. He loved me. I loved him. And I was mates with his mum before we got together. So we were mates. We got together. It didn't work out. And I ended up saying, look, he's done nothing wrong, this little kid. He loves me, I love him, and I'll still take him because, I love him and he loves me. And, I said, I'll never say I'm his dad. If he wants to call me dad, which he does, that's up to him. And, if ever one day he says, I don't want you to be there, then that's fine. But I will never walk away and do what his dad did.
He can make that decision.
He can make that decision. I'll never force him to stay. No. Anyway, he's grown up, Jimmy, again.
It was coming, wasn't it? It was coming.
Just watch the video. It's really funny.
If you're skipping through, just make sure you skip back.
If we'll just every time we make a joke, we'll just mention it.
Disclaimer sign coming up.
Ben's already figured out what we're gonna have.
But it's he was struggling in school, and you can tell he was autistic, and I said something to him, to be fair. It was 100% my fault. We're in KFC one day and he was like, well, the chicken sash, worst thing ever. Worst thing ever. Bad parent moment. YouTube, how is KFC made, and it showed you the factory, the processor. Yeah. And, I weren't thinking, because I don't think I'm a daddy. I'm like, hey, look, son, you know what I mean? Slaughtering chicken. Chicken's heads going past that. Kids like, what the fuck? And
they put them on that thing, don't they? They put them on like a, and they go round, and then something like just breaks their neck.
It just goes in a conveyor belt with a slide. It's something out of Saw. Have you ever watched the film Saw? That's it. You know what I mean? I'm here to play a game. Yeah. Them chickens like a game. Fucking dead. So hey, he's not gone back to
Halloween outfit. You need a bike though. You need one of them tricycles. Yeah. And you need a.
Like, just have you seen Cosmetic? Do you think I can ride a bike?
Yeah. In fact, that's an idea for me then.
There we go.
That fucking sweating. What game's that fucking running, dickhead? Catch me now. Honestly. Who wants to fucking play a game?
On the scary movies. I watch Haunt on Netflix.
Don't watch scary movies.
Well, this one's like it's not like, like gory films, or it's a bit like too graphic or whatever. It's like all the good bits, and then they've taken out all the, it's too far, and you're like I know, guts hanging out at someone.
I can't do scary
films.
You can't
do it. Quite good, actually.
Do you know what? My sister, it was my sister's fault. We watched, do you remember the old Paranormal Activity?
Yeah.
Right? She put a clap-on light in the room without telling me.
Yeah.
And we was watching Paranormal Activity on full blast. I was only about 14, 13 at the time. And the bit where they walk up the stairs, dum, dum. Well, what fucking happens to the light? Starts flickering on and off. I honestly, mate, I can't do it.
No.
So my missus is well into horror films, and we go to cinema because she makes me go with her. She loves the fucking, and I am one to speak my mind. So we'll be at the cinema, right? And like, spooky door opens, and there's a fire exit there, yeah? Oh, I'm going to look at that. And I'm like, what the fuck is she doing in the cinema, right? So I'm like, why would you? Do you know what I mean?
There's a fire exit.
I'll just go and look at what that smoky mist is. Do you know what I mean? You're not doing it. You don't run into a burning building, do you? Fire exit, go that way.
It's such a good point. Like, I get frustrated watching them. There's just two blokes, so they're escaping up a ladder, and it cuts to another scene whilst they're on the ladder. 30-second scene, he goes back to them, ladder! And you're like, just get up the ladder with
There's a fucking murderer behind you. I'm fucking sprinting up them ladders. Even me at 22 stone, I'll be up there.
Yeah. One of the blokes like looks back at the building like, oh, I can't leave me mates. And I says to Ellie, I was like, I'd be gone. Yeah. Just like, even I was there. I was like, what am I going to do?
My missus sleeps next to the door in bedroom, right? Because if someone's going to come in and do bad things to us, if they've got a seductive 24-year-old bird in front of them, the odds are he ain't going to bum me. So, I know, mate. She's back.
Brilliant.
So, I can't. We went to a 4D. We're on cinema. We went to a 4D cinema. Have you ever been to a 4D cinema?
Is that one where it sprays your water?
Sprays your water. There's a smell. It grips you.
They're at the theme parks, aren't they?
She's like, we need to go watch an horror movie. I said, I'll knock someone out. I will. Honestly, I'll just kick someone. I'm horrible. So we went and watched a horror movie in cinema the other week, and I can ring you now to prove this. I put a coat over my head for the entire film.
Did you?
I put a coat over my head and just didn't watch it, mate. Just didn't watch it because I can't do it.
I go to sleep at the cinema. I can't sit there anymore. I can't watch a film anymore. There's an odd occasion, like last night I managed to, but I get about 20 minutes in, I'm bored of this.
Yeah.
I know.
But Jeepers Creepers was mine. You ever seen Jeepers Creepers?
What do it?
Well, Your Paranormal Activity was my Jeepers Creepers. My cousins were older, and someone else had seen it as well. You need to watch Jeepers Creepers, and I was about 9. And I managed to get on the telly and buy it on the Sky. You know, there's Sky Movies, and somehow pay for it on my
Mum's credit.
Hold on.
Got away with it, by the way. And I watched it. Oh my God, that ruined me as a kid.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep for weeks. Yeah. Honestly, I used to stare at the curtains and just waited. Do you know what I used to do? I used to open the curtains, just check he wasn't looking at me. Like, honestly, it really messed me up. It was horrible, but yeah.
Explains a lot.
Yeah. Oh, another one was...
I wonder why I had no curtains.
Do you remember I think I said this, but do you remember the old like video cassette things before DVDs?
Yes.
So they recorded Edward Scissorhands for me. Right. Great film. Johnny, I don't know if you've seen it, but after that was South Park. That was the first, and it was you'll have to beat this, but the chicken fucker. That was my introduction to, at like 7 or 8 years old. That was like my introduction to a rude cartoon. It was brilliant.
Never seen South Park.
So my mum must have been, he loves Edward Scissorhands. It's only because at the end of Edward Scissorhands, obviously the tape kept going.
And the South Park one. See, I had LimeWire. You might have to cut this bit out, right? You remember LimeWire? You used to be able to download We downloaded a movie, Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
It wasn't Pirates of the Caribbean. It was a full-on porno. And I sat in my room watching Pirates of the Caribbean for so many times. Was fucking unreal. When Captain Jack Sparrow's or whatever, Jack Sparrow, sorry, not Captain Jack Sparrow. Sorry, I own Captain Jack later. Full-on porno with Jodie going at it. And honestly, I was a kid and LimeWire was mint because you never know what you got, and it's safe to say I watched that quite a few times. I never got past 4 minutes. Introduction, I'm done.
You've seen a film as a kid, not knowing what your mum and dad were watching. Oh, that looks really good. I'll try and find that on LimeWire, and you just put in like police chase girl, and it comes out like some parody, some porn parody.
This is strange. Have you ever watched a movie now that you used to watch as a kid and then realised there's so many sexual phrases in it that you didn't know about? I'm like this now.
The adult humour.
Shrek, that's one.
Shrek's good for
that's
it.
One. Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit, the Curse of the Wearer. I like the kind of adult humour in it as well. But even that's like, you have to be really like.
And you watch it back now and you think, how, well, you obviously wouldn't spot it as a kid, but you watch it back now and think that's crazy.
Now with an add-on, like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm watching Ted 3. Why have we got an add-on? That's what's going on here. I think cut that out.
I think that's what's changed now, though. Where we would have watched Shrek or, I don't know, with Lion King. Now they're watching Ted.
Have you ever watched Sausage Party?
Yes.
That is horrendous.
It's funny.
That's horrendous.
I've never seen it.
Watch it.
Really?
Without your kids.
Yeah.
It's a kid's film, but don't watch it with your kids.
It's not a kid, it's just a cartoon.
Yeah.
Okay. It ain't no kids film.
No, it's definitely not. Because it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I was like, I will watch this.
Yeah.
And I put it on with little girl, and literally about 15 minutes in, I was like, this isn't normal.
It's brilliant. It's Seth Rogen. Yeah, Seth Rogen.
Right.
James Franco. And it's that whole crew.
See, the KFC moment?
Yeah.
I've had a few bad parent moments with films. I'd let my little girl watch Wolf of Wall Street.
Yes. Good film, though. That's an education.
Great film.
Yeah, it was bad enough. I tried to watch it with Rhea, and I remember thinking, this really isn't suitable. Like, she hated it.
Yeah.
In fact, it really didn't like it.
No, just because it's in time, just like the just the drugs.
It glamorises everything wrong in life, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah.
But you reminded me actually of the bit. Where they're on the yacht and Margot comes in and says, "Oh, my Aunt Emma's died," and he goes, "She's dead.
We need to go to Geneva. Where are the loons?" I love that film.
It's one of my favourite films, actually.
He was interviewed again recently, the real Jordan Belfort by was it Piers Morgan? He's been.
I've seen one of the interviews, but
there's another interview again and he talks about like lewds and stuff, and he says that if they were around now, he'd have them now.
Apparently, that scene with the plane crashing is real.
Oh, really? Well, when they're on the boat and the plane that he sent to go and pick them up to rescue them actually crashed. And apparently his yacht sank as well.
Yeah.
And the insurance company apparently just wanted rid of him so much, like they just give him his money. It's 20 million or whatever. It was like, we're never insuring you again. Please just leave us alone. He was obviously
the Ferrari scene were real, weren't it? The Ferrari scene were real.
Oh, you mean the Lamborghini one?
Yeah, that was it.
Yes, where he got smashed up at the club.
That car's just been sold at auction.
Yes, it has.
I've seen this YouTuber.
Yes.
Shmee? Was it
Fixes cars.
Matt Armstrong? Or
yes, it was Matt Armstrong.
I think so. And he went to look at it because he said, is it worth more smashed or do we buy it and fix it? And,
no, it's art. Yes, I think they sold it smashed up, didn't they? And they said, look, it's a real one from the movie. But you got to leave it that way because that is
the movie car. Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, probably. Yeah, one of my favourite films. But that was a scene where you just thought, wow, that was just.
Yeah,
I live my life.
I thought it was a kit car. No,
it's a genuine
real thing.
Yeah,
I honestly live my life like Wolf of Wall Street.
Great film.
Yeah.
Don't give a single fuck. I'll just do what I want to do.
What a clever guy. My favourite scene.
Cocaine.
Wake up.
Social services if you're watching. Blow my face out on this.
Do you leave every morning with a big, when he gets in his limo in the morning with a big glass of orange juice and Quaaludes, Coke to pick me back up and
pot to bring me back down.
But Matthew McConaughey, at the beginning, he's like, how many times do you jerk off? And he goes, 2-3 times a week. He's like, those are rookie numbers.
I'm like, just getting my numbers in.
Yeah.
Got that out.
It's going to be 2 minutes podcast.
Shortest podcast ever.
2 minutes. It was an hour and a half, but we got 5 minutes content.
Other film, The Business.
The Business? I've not seen that one.
Oh, mate. Danny Dyer and that Tamar Hussein, is he called? Football Factory. They was in there.
Okay, yeah.
The Business. That's the one of me great.
I'm a big movie buff as well. I've not seen that one. You seen that, Ben?
It's an old school.
No.
There we
go.
It's based on drugs.
Yeah.
Marbella.
Yeah.
And like living in the 80s. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
As
we're constantly reminded by our parents that was the best time.
Yeah.
Now we know why.
Yeah.
What do we talk about when we try to tell our kids stories like
COVID?
LimeWire.
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 That's it. Yeah, I don't know.
That's true.
Well, I'll tell you what we had. we had all the best comedies, didn't we? They're all cancelled now.
You can't be a comedian now. Someone actually said to me, I don't know why. Someone said to me, would you come up and do a stand-up comedy? He said, I find you mint. He owned the bar in Liverpool. And I'm just, I am who I am. Honestly, I don't understand why people go and watch me. I find it when people.
Do you think you have a funny? Do you know you got a funny bone?
I know I've got a sick sense of humour. Yeah, but I don't intend to be like. If I stood up on a stage and tried to be funny, I don't think I could be. No. It just comes to me like I just when I say things, I just say it. And
you're not trying to be funny. It's
just am who I am, and like me or hate me. It is what it is. And someone asked me, "Do you want to come up and do stand up comedy?" And I was like, "No, because I'd offend everyone. I wouldn't." Like people who identify as fucking frying pans, I can't understand it. Honestly,
well, you know what? We talked about Peter Kay, and I'm sorry if this ruined it for anybody here, but we went to see him. I think we went last year, and it's so PG now. It's just not funny. Yeah, it wasn't him. The
problem is you got to get. Everyone's scared to get sued.
Yeah.
So you say something and hang on.
Yeah.
Again, the man who's dressed up and this we had this with my Mrs. OnlyFans. My missus, I don't know if I want to carry on doing it. People, because it gets leaked, people see it and all that. And I said, look, there'll be in 5 years' time, you'll have a kid in the classroom because she's on about the kids mainly. Yeah. Am I a bad parent? I said, well, look, we're giving our kids the best life, People think different opinions about it. I have a great life, Not many men can go home and say they do 2 birds on every weekend. Sunday afternoon, that's the plan. You know what I mean? We're planning, love it, And she's like, am I a bad parent and all this and that? And I was like, yeah, but look, I said, the way the world is, you got people fucking identifying as frogs. Do you know what I mean? Your dad, what they're going to say to me kids, but your mum has 3 sons every weekend. To me, that's legendary. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, hang on, Tom in the corner, your mum identifies as a frog and shoves broccoli up a minge. Do you know what I mean? So,
well,
the way the world's going, there's a lot more weird shit going on.
Also, is it really going to matter? Like by the time is it even going to be a forever thing? You may not even.
Do you know what? There's that much money in it.
Yeah,
I'd be not surprised if more people are doing it. And the way the cost of living is at the moment,
it's happening.
I wouldn't be where I am now. The house we've got, the cars we've got. Yeah, we went on 8 holidays last year. Yeah, I can honestly say 100% was funded by that. Yeah, the truck would have never made that money.
No.
When I started the business, and a lot of people say, your missus with you for the money and all this, she's too pretty for you. When I met her, I had 39p in the bank. That's the God's honest truth. Really? I used to fuel, I had a 1 Series BMW. I had to nick red diesel. It's God's honest truth. I had nothing. Growing up, I haven't had anything. Like, we've had, mum and dad have worked, we've had clothes pretty similar to what I've done. But when my dad and my mum's well, we had nothing. Like mum scraped mould off bread. Like people don't understand how bad we actually got. Things I've seen growing up, my mum and my dad. And I have a lot of people reach out to me, to be fair, and be like, fair play for how far you've come. And like my mum, when last year when we went on holiday, my mum was crying saying, I thought you were going to end up in prison. And OnlyFans has brought so much in now. People, when they say about my missus, all this, that she's only with me for the money. I had fuck all when I met her. Yeah. I've worked hard, I've done the work, but she's done the work. And now we've got the money off that. Yeah. We're just enjoying time together. It doesn't automatically make. Yeah. I have people I see the messages, because she does it. We have a rule, we don't hide anything. No. If I will let her do it, whatever, I'll support her. Yeah. I'll encourage her. And we have a better life, we live a good life. If she wants to stop, she can stop. That's up to her. I'm not going to judge her for it. And I have people just messaging like, can I ever go on your missus? I was like, you're not a fucking prostitute. Do you know what I mean?
I think you reacted to one of those comments.
Yeah, I did. I did a video. That was great. I did quite a few reactions to be fair. But yeah, in regards to
she's a keeper. Because if she was there in the beginning.
Oh, she's been with me through some rough times. She's been with me where honestly, I've had nothing. Yeah. And I've sat there sometimes and bills have come through the door and I've been like, shit. Do you know what I mean? Shit. And then, I ain't got a mum and dad who can help me. I can't pick up the phone and say, Mum, council tax is due or this is due. But she's always stayed with me. And she has, to be fair, when I've been at my lowest.
Yeah. Look at you now.
Yeah. And now and
get married.
And that's
thinking of Spain.
That's what people haven't seen, and that's why they can say, that. But they don't know half the story.
I don't even let it affect me. Because she's terrible. She'll read every comment on a TikTok. And she'll be like, are you not bothered about something? I'm like, no. Like, why? You know, once again, if they're replaceable, fuck them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, what are they going to say? Oh, you're fat. Sound. No way. Bastard.
Yeah.
Thanks for telling me. I cannot look in mirror every day. Do you know what I mean? I don't understand it, but it's...
Unfortunately, we live in a world where people don't care, and they sit behind a screen and think they're safe.
That's it.
They're kind of offended by proxy nowadays. It's not even a case of it's them that they're offended. But they're offended for someone else.
That's the worst part of it all. You know, it's never somebody direct. Hang on, you can't say that because that affects this person.
You always get these sorts of people that join onto a protest. They've got absolutely nothing to do with it, but they're devastated that somebody else has been. And the amount of times that those type of people actually get it wrong. And the very people that they're helping protest are actually, do you know what I mean?
People keep asking me to comment on these Palestine protests.
Yeah.
And I just won't.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to be offended if I say something.
Of course.
But for me, and I'll be brutally honest with you, I've got Asian friends, right? Nobody deserves to die. No. Kids don't, you know, kids in Palestine, kids in nobody decides that. I get that, okay? And I don't get it, like, but I tell you one thing, right? These people who are going into McDonald's, it's not going to help. If you want to go and help, go.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go and help. Do you know what I mean? Smashing up a post office. What's that going to do? You're fucking someone's business up.
Absolutely.
And my barber's got a fucking free Palestine poster at window. And I said to him, what is showing me support? You want to show your support? Go and help. Yeah. Get on a plane, go and help.
Yeah, well, there's you know, that's it.
Look at Ukraine. When it went shit, they went, right, fuck it. We'll send all the women away and we'll get all the lads. Yeah. We'll fly them out and go kick some ass.
I tell you what, aren't the Ukraine, do you like your boxing?
Yes.
Like Lomachenko, the Klitschko's.
Yes. Because they all went, didn't they?
They're a breed, aren't they? They're just, and they're all lovely people. Like I've done a lot of time in Eastern Europe as well, and one thing I will say is they're just really they're respectful.
Yeah.
And you know, when they need to defend their own, they are, and fair play to Ukraine.
Even the Russian, I'll tell you one thing, and we'll go back to trucking, because
we've got politics now.
We haven't done any trucking. When you're broken down in Europe, and I'll never forget this, I came off the Eurotunnel and I blew it. They left the chock under one at wheels, ripped a wheel off, and oh man, I was fucking in a right shit place. I worked for White's. Ray White, great guy, great company, White's Transport, and massive company on Facebook. Ray White he'll sit you there day and night. He don't give a fuck. You'll change that tyre. You know what I mean? Nobody's coming to help you. There's a tyre there, replace it. Like, there's none of this.
Get that on there.
You know, these people who bring breakdown services for a fucking bulb. Yeah. Ray wouldn't have it. And he's a fucking fantastic bloke. And I was stuck one day and I couldn't change his tyre. Couldn't do it. I was struggling, my tools, and first time ever changing a tyre, and I was like, what the fuck's going on here? You know, I'm putting the jack on wheel, and these three fucking Polish or Romanian ones, kolega, you know, and I had four or five English lads in the parking who clearly drove past me on the way in, seen the wheel, and didn't come over and go, hey mate, there is some, but they help, you know, they help their own. And when you park in a truck stop in Europe, trucking content again, you know, it's a different breed because they won't go into a restaurant and cook. They'll have open the side locker on the trailer.
Oh yeah,
and there'll be about 15 of them. Want to bring chicken, want to bring rice, want to bring noodles, want to bring spaghetti, and they just throw it in a bowl, and you'll see them. Drink, and they will. They'll be like, come over, you know, come and drink with us. And it's a dip, and this is why I love European. And a lot of people are like, these Eastern European truckers, maybe they don't get the best rates and they are undercutting everyone. Yeah, probably. But that's not the driver's fault.
No, it's not their problem.
He works for someone. He's trying to earn a living. I mean, don't take out on him. Oh, he's not going in. Someone said to me, and I'll never forget, them fucking flip-flops can't park here because they don't go and eat. I said, yeah, but he's probably earning. I pay my drivers, I'll be straight up honest with you, £180 a day. That's what we pay as a company. They're probably earning €80 a day. Yeah. That's roughly what they're on, €80 a day. So when that meal, that's €20 to us, we're still taking 160 quid home. Yeah. You know what I mean? Still I'm selling 160 quid a day. I've gone out, but to them, that €20 for that meal is a lot of fucking money. A lot of money that could benefit them in their own country. And I don't have this, you know, these foreigners who are undercutting. Yeah, the bigger companies are. There's somebody out there, yes, and it is a shame that they are undercutting me as an English company. You know, I have to compete, especially in general haulage. I am competing at the moment with a company called Marinara, a Polish, and they go into Italy for €4,000. I can't do that. No. That's three and a half grand. I can't compete with that. But they can. But when I sit parked up with one of their drivers, I don't take it out on him. No. And you'll find out there, and going to Ukraine and Russia and all that, they help themselves. Where in England, I think too many people rely on other people. Yeah. Right. You know, I've got a light blown. Jamie, who worked for me, I'll never forget, Jamie, who worked for me, rang me up. He said, someone's reversed into a Mercedes. Said, I've parked in a spot. And it was his own fault, because I told him, I said, look, when you're in Europe, you need to park this way, because they will come and cut your corner. Lack of experience. He was my first employee. Yeah. Fantastic bloke. Lack of experience. Weren't his fault. Someone's come, smashed the side of the cab. Rings me up. Bumper, light, and things gone. All right. Okay. And what do I do? What the fuck do you want me to do? I'm in England. Yeah. Do I take it into a Mercedes dealership? I said, dear fault. I said, any gaffer tape? What do you mean? I said, is there any gaffer? I said, does the light work? Well, it works. He said, it's pointing up. Couldn't give a fuck. He's home. Right? Yeah. Can you see? You're not in your working days anyway. You don't need your
lights. Does the truck run?
Gaffer tape it and get it home. Yeah. And to be fair to him, okay, we should have said how much, but the cab was black. It's a white cab. Anyway, he went to town. He must have spent about 80 quid on the gaffer tape, to be fair to him. But they always do help their own. And like you said, we're going back to the trucking, the trucking world. They are the first people I've seen, and this is God's honest truth, I've seen them with the cab tilting over doing the gearbox at the side of the motorway. Wow. Because they just do. They get on with it.
And I think that here.
I think here, you won't get that.
No.
I mean, I tried to employ a driver the other week, and I said to him, my daft's a 4x2 manual. I've never driven manual. Right? Do you drive a manual car? Yeah, same. Just more gears, bit complicated. You'll grind it a few times. No, I can't drive manual. I'm not coming working for you. Yeah. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Wow. What's that saying? I keep saying it at the minute. Easy times make weak men. Something like that. Do you think that's what we are as a nation?
It's not difficult times make weak men now, is it?
So, easy times make weak men. Difficult times make strong men. Yeah.
I sometimes watch on YouTube that Asheville Weekly. Yeah. And I remember watching one of his videos. He had a load of, I think, manual trucks. He had to sell them all.
Yeah, every single one. Because you can't get a driver for them.
Yeah. He said, I've got trucks sat there, drivers working for me, but I can't put them into the trucks.
No. I can't. Yeah. When I go on holiday, I have to admit I park my truck up, because the only people who drive for me are the older generation, and I don't smoke, and I hate smoking. I really do. I can't stand the smell of smoke. I try and go, this is going to sound horrible. My gran, I won't go and visit my gran till the last time on Saturday, and I know I've got nothing else to do because of the smell of fag. So the older generation tend to smoke quite a lot more. And I can't have them in my truck because my truck's my home.
Well, again, it's your office, it's your home, it's your...
I was with Joanne this week, mate, and she didn't make the bed, and I'm sat there driving, right, and she'll get up, she'll square it up, like, and I'm sat there, I'm like, it's my wife. I'm not going to say outside, because I know what she'll be like, oh, why did you invite me to come? Yeah. And I'm like, fucking hell, that bed, and it's irritating me.
That's what you think about.
And I'm driving, and it's fucking bugging me, because I'm like, make the bed, and I'm set in my ways, and it's difficult. So I can't employ, when I have a holiday, I have to admit that I can't have the stench of smoke in my truck, because I wouldn't be able to get on a Monday. I'd get in, I'd be like, oh, do you know what I mean? It'd frustrate me.
Ruined your week. All you can on your clothes.
So my next truck will be an automatic.
Yeah. Just show her the Goggins video. You know the video is like, make your bed every day. Yeah. Make your
when
bed.
She's at home, oh fucking hell, don't even go about there making bed. She has to tuck it in.
Yeah.
Is there about 5 cushions as well that going to make it onto? Every night I'm like, just cushions.
And then she makes me karate chop them. Yeah. So cushions are on.
That's right.
And then they have to be folding it middle.
This is what Ellie does to me. So we put the dog, we've got 2 miniature dachshunds, and we put them in the kitchen, put them out for a wee, and we close the door in the living room. She goes, right, sort the living room out. And I do. She says, plump the cushions. I put them on. And she comes in, she goes, you haven't done it right.
Shakira like that with cushions.
Oh, baby, when you're
done. I understand what you mean. And dirty workspace is, it's enough
just
to ruin
your life a little bit more difficult.
It does. It makes me feel bad. Like if I have a dirty car, it ruins my day. I can't sit in here.
It's nice, when you got a clean truck, clean car, when it's like mint inside, just makes it.
I hate driving in England. England, the roads are full of salt.
Oh, don't.
I can wash my truck in northern France. I'll go to Italy and back, and it'll look immaculate by the time I get to northern France. I'll cross over into Dover. Gone. Yeah. He's manky.
Do you watch Top Gear, Grand Tour, that sort of stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
A little
Did
bit.
you watch the one where James did that winching with the Irish? And they did it somewhere in England where they get on the like a 4x4 and they just go into a ditch and then winch themselves out.
No.
Don't sound like my idea of fun, but anyway, they loved it. And they keep tipping over in this car, and James is like, and all the money. He goes, "Oh, what is all this shit?" And this Irish bloke goes, "England."
True, like, the roads in England.
So true. I'm really OCD about clean cars. I love my cars. The first words years ago, and I can't have a dirty car. No. It really stresses me out, and to the point where I will clean my car. I'll leave it here because it's clean.
Yeah, it's in the corner. Yeah,
I won't drive it because the roads are full of salt.
Yeah, they're horrible.
I know.
I'm very OCD with things like clean. So when Jamie worked for me, this is going to sound horrible, but I said to him, as a company, you are, as an employee, when you come and work for me, I'm not your boss.
Yeah.
First of all, we're a team. There's only two of us. So technically you own 50% of this company.
Yeah.
And Jamie was a nice lad, young lad, but he wasn't the cleanest of lads. And it'd get so, like me, I always have my top button on.
Yeah.
I always do. And I used to say to him, wear what you want in the truck. Wear a fucking Jimmy Savile uniform for all I care, right? I do. But when you pull onto my customer's site, you wear jeans, trainers, you don't have to wear high vis or all that. Just, we have company tops. I said, those are your company tops. Buy your own jeans, buy your own trainers. I'll pay you back for them, whatever it costs. Customer rang me first week and he says, who's this lad you got working for you? I said, Jamie, good lad, like. He says, He says, oh, I said, why? What's going on? He says, he's run across the yard in flip-flops.
Oh,
I rang him up and said, Jamie, what? I said, look, and it was really difficult for me, I have to be honest, I am an upfront person. If you fuck around with me, I'll say you're a knobhead. Yeah. And that's a straight. But when you're somebody's boss, you can't do that.
No.
You can't ring him up and go, I'll fucking smash your head in. Yeah.
Get the flip-flops off.
So I ring him up and I said, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And I was like, why have you got, I forgot. What do you mean you fucking forgot? It was really hard for me to take somebody on. And, Jamie will back me up if he watches this. He'll back me up. I was so nice. I would go and he was weekending he was stuck in Barcelona one weekend. They were going to get weekend out. I said, look, drive the truck 60 miles south of where you need to be. There's a fantastic restaurant, because for me, and this is why I probably couldn't work for anyone else, I've got to enjoy my job. And if you don't enjoy what you do, you're not going to want to do it. So with Jamie, I was like, look, crack on, mate. 60 miles south, there's a restaurant. This is probably why my business was going a bit shit, to be fair, because we're making random decisions. And I put him up in a hotel, and I like to think I'm a decent boss, and all I asked back from him were, and he did it to his best ability. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a good timing, to be fair, because we ended up, the work were dying down. The truck wasn't making great money, £500 a week after you've paid your driver. And I was sat there and I was like, and then he was, we had a couple of crashes, the turbo the turbo blew off the pipe and that ended up costing me about $2,000 to fix. So that, $2,000 to fix.
Yeah.
That's 4 weeks. Well, no profit.
Yeah, that's it.
And this is what people don't see, people just think, oh, you got 2 trucks, you're minted. You're not, it's hard. And I sat there and I was like, the second truck wasn't making more money. If a truck the first one makes £1,000, the second one only makes £200. Yeah. And someone said that to me, and I was like, "Oh, if the first one's making £1,000, the second one will make £1,000." And he went, "No, it won't." And he were right. He were right in the end, because it wasn't self-sufficient. Now in December we had the Royal Mail work, and that was the best work I've ever done. Yeah. I would do that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I watched your video vlog.
It was the best work I've ever done. It wasn't the best paying, but
you just knew what you were doing.
It wasn't even that,
wasn't it?
It was so the day rate was like fucking £595. Now anyone who's in the trucking business wants to be around 650, 700 quid a day. So 595, you're like technically a long way off where you want to be. But I was doing like 120 mile.
Yeah.
And I was putting 400 quid a week in diesel. I was leaving my house at 4 o'clock and I was back in my house by 10 p.m. Oh. So it was just worth doing. And then we made 23 grand profit in December. We've never done that.
And you've still got the day at home as well.
We've still got the day at home. Yeah. And 23 grand. And it was just probably one of the best work. We haven't got big finances. Both trucks are paid off. The trailers are financed because they're brand new. Yeah. But that's £500 a trailer. So it's £1,000 a month in finance. That's not too bad, to be fair. So we were just raking the money in. And then anyway, December the 20th, I think it was 23rd, they rang me up and they said, "Bosh, that's it." They knew Royal Mail is just seasonal.
Yeah.
You know, Easter when it's busy, Christmas with parcels. We knew, but we absolutely made a killing. And do you know what I would say? And people who are going to watch this, it was mad how many people, when we're talking about the Royal Mail, the only reason it's popped into my head, it didn't matter how many people I thought I knew would help me. It was the ones who I didn't think would help me who helped me the most. Yeah. And it was mad as a business, and it was a shock to me to think like it doesn't matter how much you put yourself out there. Not a lot of people want to help you out. A lot of people want to watch you fail. And it was the people who I least expected to help me who give me the work, and I'm very, very grateful for.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you not think that's this country? Again, we keep repeating this from previous episodes, but this country is, they will build someone up just to tear you straight back down. Yeah. So again, bringing up boxing, but what Anthony Joshua, like what he's done.
Yeah.
And then, but people just love to just tear him a new one. Criticize him. Because he's lost a couple of fights.
I think what it is people are happy to see someone fail, so they feel better winning themselves. I think the only people who want to watch you fail are the people who are failing. Yeah. You know, people who are succeeding want to see you succeed. And I think if somebody is happy to watch you fail, they need to look at themselves in a way and think, Am I failing? Yeah. No. I won't want to see any of my friends. When I go to, I have a mate, Hassan, he owns a car wash, and all the lads pay him like, "Oh, do us a wash for a tenner." I'm like, "No, how much is you? 20 quid? I'll give you the 20 quid." Friends don't discount. No. Friends. I'll support your business. I will, I would be nowhere without the following. Like when people order the hoodies, I'm quite honest about the hoodies. It's not a cheap top that we just stick a logo on. No. My hoodies are done by an embroidery company. I never wanted to do much. If somebody's idea, like with the names on the back of the trailer, best thing that ever happened to me. But I make a $5 off a hoodie, but I'm grateful for every single order. I mean, because you get 100 orders. I mean, I don't do big orders, to be fair. I think I do about 50 a month, but it's still 50 lots of £5. That helps the business, and every bit of penny. Like I said, it's got to be self-sufficient. DC European now has got to be self-sufficient. So the YouTube money which we're making, we've just started again on YouTube now. We're at 22,000 followers, which is quite good to be fair.
It's good.
YouTube's difficult.
YouTube's hard.
If you could be good on YouTube, then
you're doing something.
I am completely different on YouTube compared to TikTok, though.
Right,
I'm very professional. TikTok, I'm a dick. I'm not a dick. I'm just free.
It's more trucking, isn't it, on YouTube?
Yes.
Well, it's pretty much all content trucking. Is YouTube.
I don't do any messing around or replying to people's comments. I just fight. Because the way I see it is, I hope people come across my business page. Yeah. If I was to go and present myself to a job and someone looked at me on TikTok and went, "Fuck, you're a dickhead who drives myself," and it was mad how many people have actually not give me work because they think you automatically, like you said earlier, they watch 20 seconds of a video and presume you're a dick, and they won't give you work for it. And the YouTube side is very, very content related, but I'm straight up honest. I don't lie on it. Someone said to me, I mean, I won't judge anyone, but like truck a Tim, rip the Susies and put a bath in your truck. I can't do that. I ain't got the fucking money. If he's got 100,000 followers, he's making 20 grand a month on YouTube. Fair play to him. He's a genius. People are he's a genius. He's fantastic at what he does. Fair play to him. If it makes money, it makes sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you're gonna have to what's it called when you
Trademark.
You have to trademark that.
Trademark it. This is where I'm at with
DC European. If it makes money. Makes sense. Don't bring me with some asking for a cheap quote.
That's it. He's got to make money. And honestly, mate, I sat there and I was like, if I get 100,000 followers, I'll be able to take jobs to go to. Yeah. I was watching a European TikToker, and he was driving through Cali and watching all these migrants climb on the trailer, and he made good content. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm in. Yeah. I said, but that's £10,000 a person if you get caught. You don't have to I know the route. I have, in 7 years of doing European, I have never had an immigrant on my trailer. Because I will not park myself in a stupid location.
Won't put yourself in this situation.
I don't do it for content. If you don't like it, and this is my YouTube, like my content is 100% authentic. It's what the job is. If you want to put yourself in a dangerous position for content, for me, you're a fucking idiot.
Is that then when you've seen dash cam footage of they're all hiding behind the barriers? Have you seen this one where the truck drivers, obviously in France, and they're behind the barriers, and they just literally come
animals.
Out. Like,
they run. Yeah. They run at you. They, honestly,
I think that truck had a truck. That's not a mistake. He's done
that's genuine. Yeah. Sometimes, but some people will. So that when you come off the boat, there's a place called Transmat. It's literally off the boat, and it's like the hub. They have village. They have a cinema. The immigrants have a cinema. No way. Mate. Mental. It's like a village. No way. And it's a mad experience if you ever visit it. But they just wait for you. They just wait, and you can see them all in bushes, and they just know. So first thing I do, bolt the door locks because I don't want them opening the door. Yeah. First of all, cab's got to be safe, and I'll drive at them at 100 mile an hour if I can. Yeah. And if one steps out, I'm killing him. Yeah. I'm not putting. Well, no. Why were you in the road? Driver. Yeah. A French driver parked up the other month, and it was in the news in France. It didn't quite make it like a world news, but they broke into his truck and killed him while they were asleep. Jesus. And what they do is they drive the truck, park it in the middle. They'll cause a blockade because what they want to do is they get on others. And they killed the French driver, and people are there when you see them. And listen, everyone has bad situations in life. I don't know what's going on in Syria, Africa, and all that. And they want us to get. I couldn't give a fuck. It's not my problem. Yeah. No. When you put my life in danger, I'll kill you. And when you see people holding signs saying "Save the refugees," because these motherfuckers are killing people. Yeah, killing them. Do you know what I mean? You don't see many women. You don't see many women, and don't get me wrong. Everyone wants a better life, but we won't go into that because politics. Someone won't agree with my opinion, and you're gonna upset people, but it opens your eyes when you're out there, and it is such a dangerous place. I worked with a lad, Mo, and I'll show you the pictures on my Facebook later. He drove through Calais when I worked for St. George's doing the removals. And because he didn't stop and carried on, they threw a rock, which was this big. It went through his window and hit him in the chest. Jesus. And he nearly died. Honestly, that's how bad it was. Because the truck was moving. Because the truck was moving at 56 mile an hour. They'd thrown a rock and it hit him. He ended up in hospital, but they are a bit ruthless. Gosh. But I just touch wood, and I won't do it for content. And that's why when I see these people go into Transmat, fueling up, I'm thinking, you're just an idiot. Yeah. Like, you're doing they want to be like Chuka Tim has made a fantastic earning. Yeah. He has that, but my content, I'm not that kind of money. No. If I'm earning 100 grand 20 grand on YouTube, I'll put 2 trailers in Calais and we'll sit there and dance with them in back at jail. But people we'll do the conga or something. I don't know. Whatever they want to do.
Get a Paul studio in it.
John had it middle like that. Bringing the couch in. But no, it's a difficult. European is completely different to UK truck driving.
Yeah. No, big respect for that.
Do you prefer to drive over there than over here?
Yes. Yeah. I was saying this yesterday, right? I went from Turin in Italy to Calais with not one problem. Oh. I got off the boat. The first fucking roundabout off the boat, diversion. Yeah. First roundabout. And we was on a tight schedule yesterday, and mate, just
did you do that? I hate this country.
I do it every time. Yeah, I do it every time. Yeah. Jordan says when I was driving in Europe, I mean, we were talking about this earlier with series, with YouTube and with Netflix series. Yeah. In Europe, I can just sit back. I've got the aircon on. I've got aircon blowing through the seat. I've got ball sweat straight in my face. I'm like, loving it.
This is the life.
Loving it. In England, I'm so angry. And I watched Dave's podcast on here when he said about road rage. And he shouts a lot of people. Oh, mate, I'm fucking horrible. Yeah. I'm horrible, mate. Yeah. Just people are thick. Do you know what I reckon should happen? Every car driver should do a week in a truck. Yeah. When you pass your test, you've got to go in a truck for a week. Yeah. Because there's so many people that are just inconsiderate.
Do you know what your test is? How to essentially drive your car on the road, but it doesn't include actually what are the dangers. Sitting between two HGVs or sitting in their blind spot or cutting across them to get off the junction.
He comes up on my TikTok, the copper, I don't know if you've seen him.
Seen it.
He started to do a bit of car driving and showing like what you need to be doing on the motorway. And it's good because it's educational for people. But people, I mean, I had 23 ton of metal coils on, and people just pull in front of you. Yeah. And the problem is, I could probably stop the truck. Am I going to stop the truck? No, because the chance of that load shifting forward, and you've got 2 aluminium plates, the trailer and the truck. And I actually know a French driver who had 2 concrete slabs on like this, right? Big concrete slabs. And he got to a roundabout and a car was indicating right. He probably shouldn't have pulled in on the motor, but he braked in a Volvo He had a Volvo FM in France, and the Lord came forward and killed him.
Oh, Jesus! Hey, you're right, because I mean that much weight.
One piece of aluminium ain't stopping you, and that you stop at force because the car's cut you up. You're dead. Why should I kill myself for some? You don't. So I won't do it. I won't do it. If somebody wants to brake check me, you're back. See you later.
Yeah.
Enjoy heaven.
Yeah, that's it. You've been.
I'm not killing myself.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I won't just forcefully ramble someone off the road.
Yeah.
But if somebody wants to, you see these dash cam videos where there's a car pulled in front of him and full on brake checked him, and the driver's gone to stop. I want a fucking wallop.
Yeah. That's
smash.
it. That's enough for them to go.
You won't do that.
And we've all seen what the truck can do to a car.
Oh God.
Might as well be an empty Coke can.
I don't think people realise.
No. But it's 40 plus ton at least.
When I first passed my test, that's all my dad used to drill into me is all it is a tin box on wheels. Do not, like, we often make comments about, you'll see a girl or a young lad in a bloody Volkswagen Up or a Citroen C1 or whatever doing like 90 mile an hour. I'm like, you crashing that?
Yeah,
you're
dead.
Gone.
Yeah, exactly. I think
we call them roller skates. That's sort of thing, isn't it?
And that's why I sometimes really guilty of. I do get really frustrated in the car sometimes, and sometimes Mrs. is like, God, you get so angry, and I'm like, no, it's because I do so many miles. I see so much of this on a daily basis.
You don't see it in Europe, though.
No,
I bet you don't.
Unless you don't get me wrong, Milan Centre is another level. Milan Centre, there's a 3-way carriageway, and mate, there's 6 lanes. There's 6 there's 6 lanes of cars, but you're on a 3-way motorway, and you're like,
oh my God,
what? They're mental.
Yeah. What? So they don't even bother sticking in the lane?
It's like, just drive wherever you want.
One.
Drive wherever you want, mate. Fiat, what they call
Punto.
Fiat 500. Honestly, mate. They're like, they just don't care. Smoking with coffee. Honestly.
Red glass of red wine.
I fucking hate Italians, honestly. All they want to do is smoke. And they're on phone because obviously the laws out there aren't as strict as over here. You were driving at motorway, guys, just like that with your coffee. Fag. You're doing like 13 mile an hour on the carriageway.
Driving with his crocs.
Honestly, mate, they just don't care. But they will. In England, I like to call people's bluff sometimes. So if I've got a car playing a bit of a dick, come on then, let's see how you've got it in you. And they will never, okay, the insurance premium's $2,000. I'm on a black box. And it'll have a Falcuro with his Fiat Punto. Honestly, mate, they just don't care. But that mentality out there. But apart from that, the roads are so much better. I've done Romania. I don't know if you've ever been to Romania. That was Romania's beautiful.
Yes.
Driving on the motorway, and all of a sudden, mate, I'm on a quarry. What the fuck, no warning whatsoever. You just ran out of tarmac. Honestly, mate, what the fuck? But this is another thing. You just go to some places, and we don't realise how lucky we are with what we've got.
Yeah. But then equally, you become institutionalised into thinking, we're one of these superpowers, and you go to places like the amount of places I've been to in Europe where I've thought, it's a poorer country or whatever, so it's going to be, and you're like, no, actually,
lovely.
Yeah, lovely. We live in a bit of a
we do. Compared, I mean, you go. I always thought fucking Romanians they're always tight. They're tight for money and all this. They don't earn much money. They must be go there.
Clean country though.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You go into an English services and all you get is a whiff of piss.
Yeah.
Honestly, you stop in a truck, whiff of piss.
You get that in the local supermarket, let alone in the toilets.
You go to a truck stop in France, Italy. There's none of it. The only thing I fucking despise about Italy is the shit and the hole in the floor. I can't do it. I put a TikTok up the other day. I don't know if you noticed. John Ann came with me last week. She said,
"Is that where literally a hole in the floor?"
The toilet. So John Ann said, "I need a week." And I knew straight away she'll never do it. I know what she's like, right? She might be from Oldham, right? But I'm telling you, she. So anyway, we goes in, and I just pulled my camera out. I said, "God." So she said, "Where the fuck's the toilet?" I said, "That isn't it?" It's like, "No way." I fucking promise you. So that was one of the clean ones, but you see, it's a very weird place
So that's Milan's the worst place then, you reckon, to drive in Europe?
We've tried to drive around Paris.
Yes. Paris is another mad one, but mainly the city centres is probably one of the worst. Rome, Naples is actually, if I would say the worst place to drive in Naples, because it's full of I did a delivery in Naples, packed 2,000, swear to God, I don't lie. I swear to God, right? And I rang my gaffer up, Pete White at the time, and I says, right, I've tipped. He said, right, you're loading Naples tomorrow. I said, okay. I said, I'll find somewhere to park. He said, no, leave Naples, drive an hour out of Naples, and come back in the. I'm like, the fuck was that? Pete and Ray was the tightest bastards I've ever known, right? Fantastic blokes, great to work for, best equipment. They'll give you, you know, everything you want. But if they could save a penny, they would, right? And I was like, why are we wasting all that fuel? What? And it was the most dangerous place. This was driver talk. Don't know how much of this is true. Apparently, they gassed the driver, and while he was asleep in his cab, they've gassed him, broke into his cab, and basically drove him into a warehouse, tied him to a chair, took pictures of his passports, all sorts, and basically emptied his load. This was driver talk. Don't know how much of this is true.
Yeah.
Emptied his truck and trailer and basically said to him, there's your passport, there's your phone, drive 3 hours out of Naples and then you can ring the police. It's really rough. Really. Wow. You go to southern Italy.
Yeah.
It's...
there's all the mafia museums in Naples, isn't there?
It's run by the mafia. You just see black Mercedes everywhere.
Oh, really?
Blacked out Mercedes. You never... a black Mercedes comes up in Naples, you do not get angry.
No.
No worries, mate. Sorry. You slam on.
Sorry,
You've
I got you
40 ton of anything. I slam on. I've killed myself. No, you never ever cut anyone up in Naples.
Wow. I do like Italy though.
Yeah.
I do like Italy. Rome. I love Rome because I like all the history.
Yeah. Well, I did an event job down to Rome, and I went into the Colosseum.
Yeah.
This is a good thing with European jobs.
Yeah, of course.
I go to places. I mean, I thought when I became my own boss, I would be able to pick whatever I want. It don't work like that.
No.
When you work for someone, you think, oh, you've got a boss telling you what to do. But when you work for yourself, it's fucking even worse.
Yeah.
Because you've got to go where the money is.
Yeah.
So, and that's quite...
So if somebody says to you, I've got a job, we're going to Rome.
Yeah.
But I've got a job, we're going to Hartlepool.
And it
pays, Hartlepool's paying more. You go to Hartlepool.
You are, and you're restricted to what you can and can't do. And don't get me wrong, like when I did a job down to Rome, and I had 4 or 5 days off, and it was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. I must have done about 30,000 steps that day because I ended up walking around.
I love it.
But that's why I love doing European, because I can, you benefit the most. Like me and Jordan last week, we stopped at Chamonix. And I love the French mountains and the Alps and all that. It was cloudy because if not, I would have just pulled in and gone up in the ski lift and enjoyed it. But I prefer that. I hate driving in the UK.
Yeah.
It's horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah. No offense to anyone from Hartlepool. Yeah. Hartlepool's great.
You've offended
Jeff Stelling.
Pays more.
Yeah.
So far, you've offended anyone in Liverpool.
Safe to say you'll be stuck in this water for the rest of your life. It's all right, there's a camper in there. So where have you been this week? Front room, back room. Driver's seat.
I'll rent it out to you, don't worry.
Yeah. Brilliant. No, yeah. So, well, that was what we were going to ask you anyways. Like, where's the worst place to drive in Europe?
Probably south of Italy.
Yeah.
And then, your city centres, just because they just drive how they want to drive.
Yeah. Denise put something about you being named after the owner of Howarth Brothers.
Yes. My dad worked for Howarth Brothers for many years. And so, my dad worked for, once again, how I got into European, my dad worked for Howarth Brothers, which were quite a big European company at the time. My dad worked for them for like 34 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, because we live on a council estate, everyone's my auntie. I've got 100 aunties, My neighbour borrowed my mum some sugar and now she's my Auntie Jean.
Honestly,
mate, that's the life we live, So I classed like Brian Howarth and George Howarth, who owned it, as like my uncle and my granddad, and that's how I seen them, because we were like family. On a weekend they used to go into the yard and wash the trucks, and they'd give me like £4, But when I were a kid, £4, they'd buy you like loads, like baggies of Freddos.
So we might get you one Freddo now.
And so when George died, he was still alive at the time, I think. Yeah, he was still alive, and my dad named me after George. So my name is David Jack George Crossley. Jack is apparently my uncle, but I think he was just one of my dad's mates from pub. Who used to babysit us every Friday when my mum and dad went into Graham Air and got pissed. So that was him. So
David is my cousin.
Honestly,
he's your uncle.
It's like when we did the wedding. Oh, mate, wedding lists. Are any of you married?
Yeah, I am.
Right, wedding list, mate. I've had to cut so many. My family are going to be well disappointed. Now, I've got two sides of the family. Sorry if you watch this. Leeds side, which are a bit rough. The Irish side. Right. Sorry if you're watching this. And my dad's side, who are... My mum's side are from Ireland and Moss side, so they're the rough side. And my dad's side are from Rochdale, so they're both shitholes. Sorry again. And, no, but... So my mum's, I don't really associate with my mum. I don't associate him, but I don't really see him very often. And I went to a party the other week and we're coming to your wedding. And I was like, you fuck, I haven't seen you for 15 years. There's a free buffet on there. They'll be fucking taking doggy bags, you scrubs.
Honestly, it's one of the most stressful things you can do, because you're constantly thinking, well, if I invite them, I've then got to invite them.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Jordan. Jordan's got one family member. Jordan, if you're watching. She's got one family, Kathy she's called, and she's got 7 kids. Yeah. I said, you can fuck off. 7 kids. She's like, because her wedding is about £20 a head when you're feeding them.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm like, 7 kids. I said, they're not coming. Like, you can't do that, but I'm brutal. I'm brutal. My gran, I put my gran on my wedding list, and this is God's honest truth. I put her down, and then I put next to her, if not dead. That's what I've done, if she's not dead.
Poor gran.
Oh, no, it is really, and I can totally vouch for that.
So you're obviously having kids at the wedding then?
For the day.
Yeah.
So I've done an open invite on my wedding evening as well. Everyone's welcome. So honestly, more than welcome. I just say come. So during the wedding breakfast, we can't, because we're limited for food numbers and all that. I'm not paying for every scuzz, and we're not paying for premium package either. But the woman said, you can have a bottle of beer for £8 each. £8 each. Yeah. We were having 75 day guests at £8 each. If you work it out at tenner, because I'm shit at maths, 750 quid. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So they can have a glass of orange when they walk in.
Yeah.
So the way they break it down, it's only £8 per person.
Yeah, per person.
And in your head, you're thinking, okay, that's all right. But then you're thinking, no, actually,
we've got 75. We've got 81 day guests and so far 142 night guests.
Right.
And we've got sax players coming, DJs coming, so it's pretty cool.
It'd be nice.
But yeah, the stressful part with the wedding list.
Yeah.
Sorting that out.
You know what? It is a stressful run up, but on the day, you know what? It's done.
I've told everyone, me.
Yeah.
And if anyone's watching these logs that are coming to my wedding, I want £100 in every card. Right? If you come to my wedding with less than 100 quid in the card, you will get told to fuck right up. Yeah. And I'll be opening the cards before you've even got there as well. When you're at the door, there's a card, I'll be opening it. And if they're into one in it, per person as well, if you bring in your wife, because that's the thing with truckers as well, like, I'll bring my wife, but I've never met the wives, because I talk to truckers and you meet truckers and I'll bring my wife and I'm thinking, fuck off with your wife. I don't know, but I get why they're doing it, because obviously, and if any of the wives are watching this, you're more than welcome, but bring 100 quid.
It's a cheap night out, that. 100 quid.
Hey, listen, we've got the premium insurance, so we've got £2 million. I said to the woman, so I'm a joker all the time, right? So the woman, the organizer of the wedding, she says, we're starting. I said, because she's going to be there. She does a presenter and she introduces into them. I said, listen, if it kicks off, you need to value everything. I want stickers on every object valued. I said, because I've got £2 million public liability insurance for my wedding. So if it does kick off, I'll just start smashing to the value of £2,000. £2 million. How much is this worth? 40 grand. Fuck it. But no. Tell you, it's going to be a fun day.
£2 million.
Double the price of everything.
Yeah.
Some vase there. Some Italian artist made this with his dad. So Asda special.
Should be in corner with a tick list. Hang on! What's item number 17? 40 quid! Fuck it! But no, it should be a good laugh. It's not very often we get together. Only funerals and
weddings.
That's it.
Well, you don't go to funerals.
Nah, I don't go to funerals. So
no, good mate. Good.
But no.
Yeah, I hope it all goes well for you.
That's it.
We booked an holiday. One of my spontaneous moments. We went to Benidorm, me and Mrs. a couple of months back, and I booked it on the Friday night. So we goes to John Lennon Airport, EasyJet, book it. Now, when you book a flight on EasyJet, I don't know if you've booked a flight, but they offer you baggage extra. When we're going for 2 days, I was like, I pack a backpack. And then they was offering us seats. And I was like, well, I don't need seats, because it automatically selects your seats if you don't. There were no 2 seats together because we booked it so last minute. So we gets to John Lennon Airport at 5 in the morning. No, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. The flight were at 5. So we gets in there and we sits in the waiting room, blah, 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 gets to the gate. We're one of the first in the gate and we queues up and we scans the thing and the woman says, it's come up red. So, what do you mean? My boarding pass is there. Scans it again. Anyway, she turns around to her mate and he goes, because you booked it so last minute, the plane's overbooked.
What?
I said, what? He said, the flight's overbooked, so you're on standby. Because you've not paid for your seat, you're on standby.
You don't get priority.
Yeah, I was like, you cheeky bastards.
You've taken the money.
So, and I'm like, how the fuck do you overbook a flight? If there's 300 seats, sell fucking 300 seats. So anyway, so my missus is like panicking then. Oh no, yeah, I'm like, well, if we don't go, we don't go. I couldn't give a fuck, me. Yeah. And I'm so lame. And she's like, why are you so calm? I'm like, because what the fuck? I said, I said, could be a faith. I said, this plane could fucking crash. And everyone in queues looking at me. No, because we got on it. And when we got on it, she went, I hope it don't fucking crash now.
On your head.
But I am genuinely like, shit happens. Listen.
I've got better over the years, but it's a really good mindset to have that is because
I'm jealous of people.
Do you know what? Do you know how it happened? And I don't know if I should talk about it. A girl broke my heart in fucking hell. What were we? I got charged with GBH, wounding with intent to kill, in 2014. I caught my missus cheating. I ended up going mad at this guy. Me and this guy ended up going for it round for round, and I ended up a mess, man. I ended up losing teeth. I had scars, and honestly, I went in on him, he went in on me, and I got arrested, and I went to court for it. And this is the God's honest truth. Once again, I don't lie. And I was stood in the dock. And and this is why I got Bugsy Malone tattooed on me, because I relate to a lot of his music with the way I was brought up and all things like that. My mum and my dad, and the way he went, the way he grew up. Because people ask me, why the fuck have you got Bugsy Malone tattooed on you? That's why, because I don't talk to Bugsy Malone. I sent him a few messages on Instagram and he's responded, and I'm what a buzzy man. You can't message him and be like, fancy a bro? One
day he might take you up on it.
But no, honestly, I reckon he saved. As I was growing up listening to his music from Rochdale, I reckon it changed the way I was, and I kind of related to. He was like a father figure. I know it sounds stupid to have a musician, but the way he was overseeing life. And once again, this girl broke me out. I ended up fucking getting myself arrested, and I was stood in the court, and I was like, "What have I done? Like over a girl?" And and this is the mindset now I have. Why? Because I swore to God when I never forget, I shit myself. You can be as tough as you want, but when you stood behind them glass walls and the jury come out with a verdict, and you sat there, mate, and they talk in all these fancy words that you don't know about at the time, because it was my first time in there, and I was sat there and I'm like, I'm gonna go to prison. I'm like, why? Over a fucking girl? Why? What am I doing? So anyway, luckily enough, I didn't. I got a suspended sentence and all this, and I had to do community service, and like I say, it was a shit part of my life. And I look back to that, and I think I will never let anybody affect me like the way that she did. Yeah. And with my missus now, I'm like, leave. You want to go. I don't like this, I don't like that. Go. Fuck off, go. I can replace you. And it's horrible. I love her to bits. I don't want her to go. But if I came home now and she packed her bags and gone, I'd be like, no, Sam, I've got extra place in wardrobe.
What can you do about it?
Because you can't, I see so many people you hear about these people killing their wives and then doing 10 years in jail. But why?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let it go.
Not worth it.
If somebody, you can't force people to like you or love you. So why are you going to try to make, if somebody hasn't got time to love me, see you later. Or somebody hasn't got time to be with me or do something for me, then fine. I don't go out and try and impress anyone. I don't try and befriend anyone to succeed, or, you've got like Nathan and Shannon and Sandy on TikTok. I like them. I've spoke to them. They're fantastic people. I'm not going to try and be best pals because Sandy's got more followers than me. I don't need that. Do you know what I mean? He's a good lad and I respect him. But so many people try and do things to impress other people, or once again, for me, if it's replaceable, fuck it off. Or, don't get me wrong, I don't just go in and my missus pissed me off one now, I'm like, see you. There's a certain limit to it.
No, that's
but
it.
I won't have that mindset where I'll let something affect me that bad, because
maybe it took something like that for to happen in your life.
It did. Yeah. When I was stood there, I'll never forget, because someone said to me before going in, like, if you hear the door, I don't know if you've ever been arrested or not, when we went into the courtroom, I had to go in like this box, and there's a door behind you. I'll never forget it. And the one lad said to me, if you hear the key in the door as the jury comes up, you labour it, it's a big metal door.
Yeah.
You're going down, because what they do is when they sentence you, take him down, they open the door, and then you go into the cells at the bottom of the thingy, and you can be as big and brave as you want, right? Well, obviously some people are gangsters and don't really care, but for me, I was like, I had the attitude when I was 18, I'll do what the fuck I want, and it shit me up. It put me in a place where I was like, shit. Like, what am I doing? Why am I here?
This is the rest of my life. Yeah.
I mean, I can't relate, but it sort of sounds like it sort of takes you back to sort of like primary school. Do you know what I mean? Like, it makes you feel so small.
It made me feel
you
like
be big and all, but actually in that situation.
When I was growing up with my mum and dad, and like I see my mum get beat off my dad, and you know, I mean, listen, it happens, you know, and I sit there and I think, why, you know, why am I here? Why am I doing this? You know, when my mum decided to leave my dad, you know, my mum sat there and she's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, why are you sorry for it? You know what I mean? You made a decision for you. You got to make decisions to make yourself happy. Don't go and please everyone, because you can't make everyone happy. You've got one life. You try and make everybody else happy, you're going to ruin your life. Just enjoy yourself. Don't get me wrong, don't go and piss people off on purpose. No.
But,
do you know what I mean? But, you know,
if they don't want to like you, you can't make
that's
them.
it. I don't, honestly, mate, I don't let anything affect me.
No.
You could put this podcast on tomorrow and be like, biggest dick on earth. I'll be like, oh, sound.
That's a great idea.
Which, what we're going to do is we're going to test the waters with a Jimmy Savile. If everyone piles on you, we're going to come out with a statement saying,
that is literally,
you'll be deleting this in 3 years' time. When predator hunters are knocking on my truck.
It'll be me, little suit and boot going, little apology video.
We didn't know.
Another bit of
on it.
Another bit of clickbait.
No, just quickly, you know, you said your message bugged me down. I've got this thing, I never realised, but anyway, we were on holiday a few years ago in Venice. Me and the missus just sat there having a Corona in the sunshine. It's beautiful. Venice is lovely, isn't it? Stinks in the summer, but anyway, lovely. We went there at that time, and we sat there and we're just going through my Instagram. I was like, Ellie, like I'm one of these people. You can't really hurt me. Like, you take the piss out. I can be hurt, obviously, but I'm not a serious guy. I take the piss out myself. I'm 5 foot nothing. Do you know what I mean? It is what it is. Got nowhere. Well, I do now.
Forward.
But anyway, we sat there. So I'm not bothering anyone wants to take a piss out of me now. And we were telling all our friends recently, it was my missus' birthday, we all went out, but I'm going through my Instagram messages. I've got this weird thing of, I'll be like messaging celebrities advice, or I'm messaging Ronaldo or Eddie Hearn, like who we should be promoting. Like, I go full weirdo.
I had a moment.
I'll show you.
I can relate to this. I got pissed a few months back and just thought it'd be a good idea to bring Bugs in alone, and just thinking about having a full-on chat. He never answered. He never did. No. I would cringe the next. So when I go out, I don't know how long you've had me on Instagram or not, but when I go out, I upload stories. But I'm a proper lad. Yeah. I've had 2 Instagrams deleting because I've done things on Instagram Live that you shouldn't do on Instagram Live. But I am who I am, and the day after I fucking wake up and I'll delete my Instagram, so I will never rewatch videos of the night before. No. I never will. Some people message me, like I pushed my missus into a pool on a wheelchair. I don't know if you've ever seen it. We got hammered in can I show you now?
Yeah, go on.
Let me show you this video quickly. Hang on.
Share your screen to the telly. No,
you don't want to do that, trust me.
Oh,
don't do that.
Gold.
Okay, now you shit me up then.
Do you want us to bring it up? Oh, wait, have you put it on Instagram?
No, I had to delete it. I can show the camera once I get to it. I just wouldn't recommend looking for it. I can't have my kids go, since we've done a WEF, right? My kids can't go near my phone. Honestly,
really?
Honestly, because do you know what made me laugh? Really bad parent moment. We was in Ann Summers the other week, right? And we took Little with us because we were out shopping, and my little girl saw one of them mannequins in lingerie and went, "Mummy." I was like, wow!
No!
Honestly, mate.
Brilliant.
Honestly.
Oh, no.
My missus was not impressed.
Oh, no.
Because sometimes, you know, as you do when you, like, if I'm on the phone to a businessman or something, I'll give my kid my phone. And, mate, I forget, like, I've got content on it. Why has mum got an alien? Where is it? When did we go here? So
brilliant.
I've got to show you this video. Right, it's round here now. Here, right, so. Check it out, drink anyone. Jordan, why are you going home in a wheelchair? Like, I know you've had a good night when you're fucking going home in a wheelchair. What?
If you push me in there, I swear to God, I'll fucking...
Right, hang on. Jordan. Where is it now, the last bit? There. You know how much I love you, yeah? So I put stuff like this on my Instagram.
My God.
No, she's barely drowning me. I didn't realise that, but I'm ruthless on. Like,
See, again, that's another context thing. You know, if you only saw that last story, You go, why would you push her? She's obviously not very well. She's disabled.
Yeah.
Why would you push her?
Do you know the
Why would you push your disabled drunk?
Full on administration. We stole the wheelchair from someone's apartment. Honestly, mate. So in the morning, I had to go down to the hotel reception with somebody's wheelchair and explain that when I was off my nut, I'm like pissed. Like when I was pissed, I stole somebody's wheelchair. Somebody must have woken up in the morning and gone, shit. Shit. But yeah, it was on someone's veranda.
Most people would have just not bothered. So
I did take it back. I felt really bad day after.
Stunk of chlorine, but
do you know the bit that why I took it down? It was in my way. It was in my way.
It's true in wheelchair.
So yeah, we took it down.
Brilliant. Oh, that's fantastic.
But I've lost some Instagram accounts from doing it. I am who I am, and this is why I invite people to my dues. You know, and I always say it to people: if you want to come, just come, because I just get on. You know, I just people will come up to me like, I find it really weird, really weird when you're like, I have TikTok, or can I have a picture with you? When I go truck shows, I don't go truck shows anymore.
No.
Because people are like, can I have a picture with you? And in my head, I'm like, why? I'm just David. Do you know what I mean? I'm just a normal kid. Do you know what I mean? And people will message me, you're the funniest guy ever come. Can I please have a drink with you? And I'm like, just come on, my stag do. Yeah. Like, don't hesitate. Just book it. Come on. I'll put you in group chat, and whatever happens on tour stays on tour. And
brilliant.
I'm a very open guy. And when people don't like me in a way, I sit there and I think, why? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Why wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean?
My only concern when you're in that position and you are who you are is, and you share, you know, how you're feeling that day and you're just raw with it, is someone may get you and use that against, do you know what I mean? Like someone may video you. You've seen celebrities where somebody's got, they think they're in a private area or whatever. Yeah. And you've been.
I've already had. I had Nick Craven off the Daily Mail ring me one day, and they said, we're making a report about truckers and all this and that. Are you interested in coming on? I was like, yeah, sound, you know, I'll help out anyone. I don't charge. It's like when people message me to promote shit. I'm brutally honest. I say, so if you said to me, can you promote this mug? I'll say, yeah, no problem. But if it's shit, I'll tell everyone it's shit. Yeah. I'm not going to promote something for your money. Yeah. I don't charge to promote anything. No. I'm not one of these kids, So some lad sent me some diaries. Don't be afraid, bang on. But I am honest about everything. I won't get you, if it makes me money, but then again, I won't want to con someone. Do you know what I mean? I won't want to say to you, oh, this is brilliant, mate, buy this. Because that's not who I am. Do you know what I mean? I won't want you to go. It's like when I go on TikTok Live, I don't go on TikTok Live anymore because all I see is people gift. And to me, the world's a hard fucking place to live in. People can't afford to fucking eat and live. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Your fucking roof might fall through or something. Yeah. And I don't sit there and beg for people. You know, don't get me wrong. We've done raise like the merch and the names on the back of trail to help the business out, but I haven't begged for people. If you can help, you know, support the business, fine. And I just don't do it anymore. And anyway, this Nick Craven rang me and he says, can you do this fucking interview about trucking and trucking and all this? And I was like, yeah. So little bastard had a video of me driving. Well, you couldn't see, so the camera was on me. Yeah. You could see the air suspension going up and down. I wasn't touching my phone out, but I was singing like dancing in the moonlight. Next thing you know, mate, fucking news article, dangerous driver.
What?
Dangerous driver. I nearly lost my job because of it. And I honestly, mate, and it backfired on me. So I am a bit careful with what I put on.
You've got to be extra careful now.
Yeah.
Because people are looking for you to make a mistake.
When I'm pissed, I don't think. So,
well, no, we don't.
Yeah, I've done things on my first Instagram account and it got wiped off. Yeah. So, but yeah, end of the day, you're putting yourself out there. Of course. You've got to expect that this is what it's given to. If I sat there and cried every time someone called me fat, do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'd never be, you know what I mean? You're fat, wow. You're bold, wow. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. The way I say it is I'm still smashing fit birds. I live a nice life. And
good on you.
That's it.
Yeah. Happy days. 8 holidays last year.
8 holidays last year. Yeah. We've only got 2 this year, but we are going to Miami for a month.
And you'll be David next year.
Well, I said we're going to Miami. It all depends on the fucking government because I've been done for wounding with intent.
America.
I can't go to America.
Yeah. Which is a shame.
I've done a DBS, enhanced DBS check, which is due back. But because I didn't serve any time custodial, I think it gets wiped off after 5 years. Okay. Not too sure. So look.
Have a look at it.
Yeah.
So, enjoy it. Have you been before?
Never.
Florida's amazing.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
she
amazing.
wants to go. So.
It's a bit like Orlando. You know, if you're going to go take the kids to the parks, the Orlando Eye's like, it's like the American Blackpool. They call it the armpit of America. They go over there. But yeah, the parks, Miami's just amazing.
She wants to go to New York. We're having a month honeymoon.
Yeah.
So we're going to travel. Her dad lives in Belize because he's in the military, which is South Mexico.
Yeah.
So you have to fly into Miami and then fly from Miami to Belize. We're going to fly after the wedding. Her dad's going back home on the Wednesday. We're going to fly into Miami with the dad and the kids. Yeah. Her dad's then going to fly from Miami to Belize with the kids. We're going to stay, travel America, Bahamas, Cuba, things like that, and then go from there. And then back to Belize, pick the kids up.
I'd love to do Miami.
And that's all courtesy of every subscriber that my missus got. So thank you. Enjoy your wank.
We mentioned John Fury at the beginning. God, that's just process. We mentioned John Fury at the beginning. I've literally gone, get
I think he's hilarious. I think he's hilarious.
No, thanks for having me.
No, mate, honestly, we'd love to do a part 2, maybe. In Malaga.
Sounds good to me.
We'll come over, bring cameras. Yeah, thank you so much for coming down, mate.
Thank you very much. A blast. I tell you what, it's absolutely flew by. So thank you very much for having us.
Pleasure. No, thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming, mate. Appreciate it. And thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't know who David is, then
now you know.
Now you know. Cheers, everyone.
When I make YouTubes, I feel so cringy. I do when I'm like, hey guys, I'm back again.
I
feel like Mr. Tumble. Mr. Tumble, Sporty Bag.
You sure you couldn't do stand up?
What's in this bag? My dick. Honestly,
that's a fantastic impression.
I'll tell you what. How do you know Nath?
Trucking.
You and Nath on a night out must be
my God.
Have you fucking seen the size of him? He invited me to Barnsley one night. I said, why do you like going to Barnsley? He said, because it's full of crackheads and I like beating them up. I was like, no thanks.